What the fuck is... Oh my god. Yo, this is crazy. It's like the bus, but just the whole house. Attack the creepy arms. What, just these?
Yeah.
That was the highlight? It was the highlight for you?
Visible and fucking the window.
That was funny as shit, dude. Oh, that's a nice highlight that I got for me. Fucking them up.
Your attacks are futile.
No. Oh yeah! That really did feel like Iron Man right there. Oh wait, no, I don't want to watch that shit.
A little help, please. Psionic burst.
Oh no 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 no! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh! Oh, I'm gonna die. Oh, well, wow. That's how you drive a car, guys.
You don't even understand mind matrices.
Of course it was Lynn that said yes.
I feel bad for Lynn because she just seems dumber than fuck, and she's just a part of that group.
Oh
No,
man.
Lynn seems like dumb sweet, you know, like
Yeah,
someone
that's
who's
what I
just
mean.
so sweet
That's
makes them
what I
dumb.
mean. I'm just like, bro, hang it up.
Is that me?
No,
No,
no.
Right, rock.
I don't know how I come off. I don't know how I come off at all because when I was like not full of PTSD and like saw people in person, they all told me I came off very intimidating and they all thought I was a bitch until they got to know me, and then they're like, you're the sweetest fucking person ever.
You seem like the right amount of like nice. Like Lynn
Yeah.
sounds like she'd be walking down the street with absolutely nothing to her
I got
name
that,
and just giving someone a shirt.
It's very,
I
was it
got
naive
that.
optimism? What the fuck is... Oh my god. Yo, this is crazy. It's like the bus, but just the whole house. Attack the creepy arms. What, just these?
Happen to hear something, it takes away all of the weight and momentum. But this is going to come back later. I do want to put this out later because, like I said, I thought that this was interesting, but I will be harping on it later. So we are now introduced to our main character, Jeff, a young man, presumably mid-teens, because once again, God forbid they give us any kind of age to really give an idea. Not even like a grade, like they say, because the whole thing here is
it's not the same thing every single time. When you do space ripples, the objective will always change. There's only been a couple of them that I've seen so far. Like, there's one where a Gatling gun drops and you have to shoot a lot of enemies at once. And, like the one I had just did where you have to kill all the eggs and stop all the guys from spawning. And you could see here where your accessories are. If you click on them, look at where it's locked, right? Right on the bottom, where in yellow, it'll tell you how to get it. It'll tell you where you gotta go and what you gotta do. All these, most of the ones that I'm looking for are, you have to solve these riddles, right? But some of them you can also get from buying from certain vendors and whatnot. That's what I'm talking about. That was sick. Let me create a marker for that too. I'm gonna clip that shit. Oh wait, no, I already did the thing. So I should be able to clip it from chat. Oh, I didn't make you mod either. Let me make you mod, bro. So you could do this shit too for me. Yeah, you want it from him. You want it from him. He didn't even have to do nothing. We didn't have to do shit. Look at that. Look at that. That was wild. That was fucking intense. I'm gonna clip that shit actually before I finish. This dude really defeated this.
Much better. You cannot smoke. Magneto!
Got you. I got you, bitch. Some poverty, all that other stuff. They end up falling into this so hard. And in a way, they end up becoming victims despite the fact that they vote and act against other people and victimize other people and do really fucked up, terrible things. They've just got really swept up by the movements of power that these people have exerted over them, right?
Those doors where you have like a inside to anyone.
I'm sorry, you're cutting out.
You're cutting out.
Sorry. Have you ever seen those doors where you have like a sensor on the inside so anyone can leave, but you have to have a code or some shit to enter? Like those kind of doors?
Yeah.
What you can do is if they have a sensor on the top, you can literally blow like a vape, do like a fat vape hit into like the top of the door frame, and you can a lot of those sensors will actually trigger so you can get in.
Holy shit. The license plate reads 3CP 462. Alright. Now, this is a reference to SCP 462, codenamed the Getaway Car. And the Getaway Car is described as being a rusty El Camino, Chevy El Camino, that instantly teleports people to their destination, but in dangerous ways. This is not something that teleports people, but it definitely will get you to your destination. And the description for the SCP in the file matches the description or the look. This guy's embarrassing me. It's making me look like a fool on stream. Alright, I got him without that much damage, so maybe I could clean this back. Oh, what character is that? He looks sick. How did he? Oh, he did the block. Fuck. Damn, this guy knows what he's doing with this guy. How did I not pick that up? I'm pressing X. Oh. Anybody say spider bitch? What's going on, motherfuckers? Yet another day, another dollar. I am back. I've returned. I'm here. I'm here. So what's going on? It is another day. This is Friday, right? Friday? I think it is Friday. And what a day. Nothing has happened at all today. That's not exactly true, but for me, not a lot. Not a lot of shit. I woke up. I went to go to the smoke shop to grab some things, only to find that they don't have anything I fucking needed. Which fucking sucked. And the nearest smoke shop to me also didn't have anything I fucking needed. Which also sucked. And you know, it is what it is. suppose. I just wish I was able to fucking... find what I needed! I digress. That was me just venting a little bit. I'm just a little frustrated. I get annoyed when I see that my, despite the fact that, like, I'm a regular at this place, that they constantly don't have, like, a good stock of what I fucking need. I use Kratom every once in a while, a little bit, and for my nerve pains, my headaches, or whatever. And I seem to be the only one who ever buys anything there. But whatever. Let's get into it. There's been a lot of immigration raids happening, and the most recent ones are pretty fucking nerve-wracking. And the rhetoric surrounding these ICE raids from President Trump is even worse. It's even more nerve-wracking, because we're talking about some nightmarish level types of shit that's gonna happen to children all over the United States, and they're gonna have to witness some really traumatic stuff that those parents are going to have to explain to their kids, right? And it's pretty clear that the kids aren't really comprehending what the hell's about to happen. And I know this because my girlfriend, again, I say this all the time, she teaches, she's a teacher. Her class is mostly migrant children, right? I'm sure some of them, the parents are probably undocumented. They joke about being deported all the time. They joke about the current events, the things that Trump's been saying that they're gonna do. Everything has been a joke up until now, because it's no longer a joke. Now it has entered the realm of reality. It is now manifest. It is manifest. And the way it is manifesting is pretty disturbing. Right here says hundreds of illegal immigrant criminals are arrested. You know, and I like how that's also in quotations, right? Because the people who were arrested, all of them aren't actually illegal immigrants, which we're gonna get into, or criminals for that matter. Hundreds more flown out of the United States by military, right? So, hundreds arrested, detained somewhere, hundreds more deported, right? The Trump administration arrested 538 illegal immigrants, criminals, shortly after President Donald Trump's inauguration. According to Press Secretary Carolyn Levine, wasted no time at all. Hundreds of migrants deported by military aircraft, making this operation the largest massive deportation in history. And this is where it gets scary. This is where it begins to get scary. Newark City Mayor Ross J. Baraka. I'm a former resident of Newark. I grew up there. My whole childhood, I lived there. Reported that ICE agents raided a local establishment, detaining undocumented residents and citizens without a warrant. Citizens, right? Not just any citizen, even an Army veteran, as I said yesterday. The raid happened at a seafood depot, right? Ocean Seafood Depot. It's a restaurant supplier. Supply, I'm sure, seafood and other types of things for restaurants. They've been around since '98, and the manager there, who was Puerto Rican, was arrested. And remember, Puerto Ricans are US citizens. I fucking told everybody. I've been telling everybody on my stream. I've been telling everybody in my fucking life. I've been telling everyone in my family, and all of them, a lot of them, are not taking this seriously because they don't think to see that we look a lot like other Hispanics, because we are fucking Hispanic, right? It doesn't matter to the eye of someone who is racist or someone who's going by just appearance alone. It doesn't fucking matter where you're actually from anymore, because if you look like you're from a certain place and that place they don't like, they're gonna consider you within the same group as those people. And I fucking knew at some point I was gonna fucking hear someone who was Hispanic, but not an immigrant, and not fucking, like, even from Mexico alone, is gonna get rounded up and arrested and potentially deported, right? Which is fucking crazy, right? The manager of the place got arrested along with a military veteran, which is fucking nuts. And more nuts, we're talking about someone who has sacrificed their life for his country, right? And you know, Trumpers are always being like, oh, we love America, we love our veterans, we love the military, blah, this, blah, that. Look at what your fucking president is doing, dude. Look at what he just did to a military veteran. A citizen, for that fucking matter. Welcome, Johnny Wreck. Sorry, I'm a little heated right now about this. Facts, I get that a lot. Yes. It's crazy. It's insane how so many Hispanics have, because we've spent like years, decades at this point, splitting ourselves up, right? And just fighting each other about who's more Hispanic or some dumb shit, right? And now we have these whole groups of people who descend from the same locations of Earth and the same fucking ancestry and the same fucking histories, right? We have all these people who are pitted against each other, and now, despite the fact that we're pitted against each other, we have a group of people who are trying to oppress us, and they are not separating us amongst the, like the way that we've separated each other. They consider us all in the same fucking boat, and they are not going to give a fuck. They're not going to do their due diligence. I don't believe that we're going to see this guy anytime soon. Like, I don't. And I would not be surprised if we find out that this Puerto Rican man, the US citizen who got arrested, is actually in Mexico right now trying to figure out how to get back home, which is fucked. This is just one situation, and this has only happened within less than 42 hours of his inauguration. It's insane. It's crazy. It's so fucking crazy. And what's even more crazy about all this, Newark is a sanctuary city. It's in a blue state. They had explicitly had laws to protect these fucking people from the federal government if they were ever do something like this. And it still happened. It still fucking happened. That should... I don't know how everyone's fucking mind isn't going crazy right now about this shit all over. Like, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. So like, within this week alone, I had to warn my girlfriend this, because within this week alone, we're possibly going to be seeing, again, schools with children in them being raided by fucking ICE agents, which is fucking horrible. I just, there's no words for it. There is no words for it. On Tuesday, President Trump's administration permitted ICE to carry out arrests in churches too, churches and schools. Holy shit. Revoking a guideline to bar arrests in sensitive areas. This guy is Christian? Really? Really? This guy's Christian? He has no problem at all busting into your local church, busting into your local elementary school, and rounding up a bunch of kids with a military force and setting them to wherever the fuck he pleases. Even if those kids have never even been to those places before. We're talking about the possibility of kids who've been born in America, who only know about America, who speak English, whose parents pay taxes, getting permanently separated from their families for the rest of their fucking lives. Because they went to school one day. There's no justification for this. There is none. I'm not about to stand and hear a bunch of idiots tell me that these children are somehow criminals, and that them being here, doing this is worth it. That this is a solution to whatever problem that they think is happening, let alone whatever problem is actually fucking happening, right? When you do this too, right? For example, you can imagine that the guy who owns this seafood depot, his business is fucked, right? Half of his crew just got swiped up. The other half of the crew is too afraid to show back up to work, right? And a bunch of people who possibly would have worked for them anyway, and all of a sudden are gonna go into hiding, right? That's going to be great for the economy. There's so many fucking things being hit at once. That's going to kill us. It's going to kill us. We have names of these people, by the way. Where are they? I saw, where is it? It was somewhere here. We do have names of the people who were detained, right? And we just don't know, I guess, where the fuck they went. Oh, they did receive a court date. Okay, maybe they did. This is not it though. This ain't it. It really isn't. If this could happen, then we could like really be in for some shit. I know I have the man. I really hope I'm wrong about this, but I have the biggest gut feeling that within the next couple months we're definitely gonna get stories about U.S. citizens who are deported just because they look Hispanic. I'm Puerto Rican and white people constantly mistake me for Mexican or an occasion Arab. Yes, same. Either I'm white, either I'm Mexican, or either I'm Arab or Middle Eastern. Like, it's always one of those things, right? And what's even more annoying is I'll constantly be like, I'll get into arguments with people who for some reason feel the need to determine like what I actually am, right? Even though they have no right to state that. And it's just very frustrating, and I even see it from other Puerto Ricans too. They'll do it to other Puerto Ricans all the time. They'll be like, "Oh, you're not really Puerto Rican, you're fucking white," or some shit like that. There's a girl I work with at work who's just like that. She's just like that. And they have like some weird, bizarre like idea of what a true Puerto Rican is versus not true Puerto Rican or any of that shit, right? So in their mind's eye, I'm not gonna get arrested because I'm too white, but they'll probably get arrested because they know how to speak Spanish or some dumb shit like that. That's not at all how MAGA is going to approach this shit. It just isn't. And it's dumb shit like that that's really gonna kill us all. It really is. We'll find out soon. We'll see what happens in the next couple days. Because if this happened this fast, I really want to see what the retaliation's going to be. And it's crazy that Newark, of all places, my hometown, is going to be the spot where that pops off first. Out of all the places in the United States, I did not expect it to start there. I really didn't. I knew that there was a lot of immigrants that had lived there, but I just did not. Like, who made the decision to even like single that place out? Fuck Fox News. I don't want to read shit from Fox News. There's people getting bussed out, getting flown out. right now this shit's like it's happening so fast and all over the place. It's probably gonna take some time before we get more news, more solid info, more of an idea of where this is going right now or how it's playing out at the moment. But all we could do is keep an eye out. If you know people who are teachers, remind them, warn them to mentally prepare for something like that. Ask them to reach out to the administration to see like what they feel like a policy should be or an approach for, you know, when that does happen, how they should react. You know, my girlfriend's terrified. She's Indian. She's terrified that she's gonna get swiped up. You know, and that's gonna. I'm scared that could happen. I don't think that's gonna happen, but it's possible now. And to see shit like this is now possible. And that sucks. Hey, Gandalf the 3D, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate you telling me happy affiliate anniversary. It's crazy. It actually feels like a lot longer than a year. It really does. But I do remember getting excited when I did finally become an affiliate. That was fun. All I gotta do is go up from there, right? I'm gonna move on from the ice raids. FEMA though. FEMA is now in danger of getting axed, and there's a lot of worry going on in California in terms of like it being targeted by the Trump administration because of the fires that are going on right now and them trying to push them in a really fucked situation that's going to kill them even faster. I'm setting up another in real life spiritual group session. Nice. I think that would be appropriate. Try to get everyone back on the same emotional, spiritual place, considering things are probably going a little nuts to butts right now. But yes, he wants to get rid of FEMA. He said so in a recent clip I'm going to play right here. He is saying this in reference to what happened with North Carolina Hurricane Helene, as well as his criticism against LA and California, claiming that their methods of conservation for their environment, their environmental policies, it's what's actually causing the LA fires because they're refusing to grab water from natural sources and very fragile ecosystems that already are experiencing wild droughts, right? Once we've done a couple of these sessions, I'm going to think about how to influence the country and expand the influence using the people involved. Yeah, it's good. Start small, see what you can do from there. And then, you know, it's always going to be the small things that make the biggest long-term effects. It's just a bunch of small things. It's not going to be one big thing. It's going to be a bunch of small things that you stack on top of each other that gets to where you want. Small steps. Start internally and then expand. What's this? Yes, so what was I saying? Yeah. So he's blaming the environmental policies, right? He's saying, especially with the Delta, I think it's a San Juan or San Antonio Delta or whatever, it's a very fragile ecosystem. He wants to reroute all the water that's in the Delta and the riverways and stuff like that into California, into the public water systems. And he's threatening not to give support, like financial support and aid to California until they do something like that, right? Again, remember last administration, he did this. He was always threatening and refusing to give financial aid to states that were blue and who were experiencing natural disasters, right? So this is not far off from what he said. I remember a lot of Trumpers were claiming that he's going to support everyone, not do that. He's doing that already very quickly. It is not true that the policies are doing that. What really is causing this, and I went over this before in a different video, a different stream, there is corporations that own a lot of the water in California. They went ahead and bought it, and California has to buy it back from them if they ever want to use it. And it's all mostly from the same corporation, which was the Wonderful Corporation, the one that makes Fiji and Palm and a few other drinks. They grabbed all that fucking water, right? And a lot of it, they grabbed a lot of it, and they're holding it for themselves. They're hoarding it for themselves, right? Which is why so much drought has been affecting California more severely than it should. And it's just why they don't have enough water to help fight the fires. They also don't have enough aid in terms of just firefighters, in terms of just equipment, in terms of just general shit to be able to fight these things that keep popping up here and there. He just wants to force them to break. He doesn't like the blue states. He wants them to break. He is tired of them getting in the way of a lot of the shit that he's been doing. And he wants to punish them for not being loyal to him. Just like with everybody else. Just like he's punishing ByteDance and TikTok for not being loyal to him. Just like they're punishing any other fucking group of people. Right? They're just not loyal to them. Anyone that's on the right that's not a MAGA supporter is like axed and thrown away into the trash like so fast. So fast. Do I think things will get better? I really wish I could say I did. And as optimistic as I would like to be. I mean, in terms of here in the United States, I'm not too certain about that. Maybe elsewhere, for sure. The rest of the world continues to carry on while the US does what it does. So, the chances of things getting better elsewhere might be the case. But here, yeah, they're definitely gonna get worse first. It's definitely gonna get worse first. It's on the downhill, and we haven't gotten down to the bottom yet. But once we get to the bottom, then we can turn around and try to make things better. But unfortunately, it seems to be the case that many people here don't understand the gravity of the situation yet because they've never experienced hardship in this manner, right? Again, I would like to reference the kids that my girlfriend teaches. They don't seem to take anything about deportation seriously, despite them being immigrant kids, and despite their parents, like, for sure being within the parameters of being swiped up and deported with Trump's movements now. But they joke about it. They don't understand it. They think it's a fucking joke. They think it's just clown, like it's too ridiculous to be true, essentially. And they're using humor to cope with it, but I don't think that's the case because it just seems constantly, it's like they're doing shit like wishing deportation on kids that piss them off or something like that. Like it's not, they don't understand. Like everybody from the kids to adults, they just don't know. They don't think it's possible for something like this bad to happen. This is like conspiracy theory nonsense to them, despite it 100% being fucking true.
FEMA, and then FEMA gets here and they don't know the area, they've never been to the area, and they want to give you rules that you've never heard about.
This is criticism
they want to bring people
for
that
FEMA.
aren't as good as the people you already have. And FEMA's turned out to be a disaster. And you could go back a long way. You could go back to Louisiana, you could go back to some of the things that took place in Texas. It turns out to be the state that ends up...
Complacent, yeah, but I think it's complacency because of, what's the word for it? I always forget this word and I always have to end up bringing it back up. They underestimate it. They take it for granted, that's what it is. It's complacency because they're taking things for granted. They take the systems and things that protect them and keep them safe for granted. Because it's been doing its job for so fucking long, it almost seems like there's no point for it, right? That's the illusion of it. That's the complete illusion of it. And because of that illusion, we feel like we can become complacent. We feel safe enough to become complacent. It's an illusionary safety.
Up doing the work, it just complicates it. I think we're going to recommend that FEMA go away, and we pay directly. We pay a percentage to the state, but the state should fix this. If the state did this from the beginning, it would have been a lot better situation. I think you guys agree with that.
No one agrees with that. Why would you think that the state alone can handle its own problems as a union? What's the fucking point of being a fucking union? What's the point of calling ourselves the United States of America if we're not united? Why would you want every state to have to worry about fixing shit on their own? That's so fucking stupid. Like, you think that the state alone is gonna have enough resources to combat something on this fucking level? On this level? Bro, the state is burning. The whole state, half the state is gone. I know I'm over exaggerating, but so many fucking houses are constantly, it's been burning for fucking weeks now. You think that you would think if they were capable of fixing it themselves, they would. Why would they just keep allowing themselves to catch fire? Because they want free money? That's the stupidest shit in the fucking world. They have to end up spending that free money to fix everything that they burnt to a crisp. The logic here is it's retarded.
I just wanted to say that Asheville, I know it well. It's a great place, and we're going to have it be a great place again. That was the one that was most severely affected. But North Carolina is going to come back bigger, better, stronger than ever before. And you're going to be very thankful. And you've already seen, I know that it really began 4 days ago, but you've already seen more action than you have in the last 3 months. And we're going to get it together.
Remember,
we're forming the Army.
This guy also he helped spread the rumor that FEMA was going to take people's houses away if they sought help from them. And we're talking about people who got their houses like completely destroyed. There's nothing left. Their house floated down the fucking road and fell into the riverbank, right? And it broke into pieces. Everything they ever owned. And somehow his followers believed him. And I mentioned this 100,000 times. I'm gonna pull this up again. Pull this video up. There was a phone call made to was it a host for, was it a radio station or some shit about let's see if I can find it. Right here, I found it. This is what happened. This is. I'm gonna show you what this guy calls happened.
It's now longtime political strategist, our good friend Mike Murphy. Mike, it's great to have you here. You've been in the Republican political game for a long time.
We now say racket, but yes,
the racket.
yes,
Okay,
really,
I'll let you say it.
It went from a game to a racket, which is why I'm so infuriated. But go ahead.
So let's talk about the racket then. It used to be that the kind of stuff we're hearing from Marjorie Taylor Greene and Donald Trump was the guy at the end of the bar. He had a conspiracy theory he wanted to tell you about, and you can kind of laugh him off, and there were dark corners of the internet where it lived. But now it's been elevated to the center of the political discourse. The guy who was president and wants to be again is elevating all this stuff.
Right. In the old days, you know, we'd have the little kook wing that would bark
Where's
at the
the phone
moon.
call?
Everybody, you know. Now, they've been encouraged, they've been put on steroids to get front and center. And again, the old method was people knew this is serious business, let alone that.
Bro, this is not even the phone call. Because I want you guys to hear the desperation
himself as Anthony called into the Dan Abrams show on Sirius XM saying his father-in-law in Asheville only believes the former president, and it is actually breaking up our family.
Look at this. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Look at that fucking house. Donald Trump convinced people who experienced this level of destruction, this level of tragedy, he convinced those people to not seek help from the only people, the only system in place in the United States that could have provided that help. Based on the idea that they're going to be indebted to them for the rest of their life and that they're going to lose even more. Bro, you fucking lost everything. You got nothing to lose at this point. Like, what more could you fucking lose? And still, And still, that's the chokehold grab brainwash shit. That thing is so fucking strong. That shit's stronger than diamond. That shit's stronger than the fucking Hulk's triceps, bro. It's so insane how strong that grip is on these people. On these people. That they're willing to lay down and fucking die after losing everything to listen to Trump's words. Just to follow him into the death. This death spiral. They expect, because they are not used to public health care, they expect private health care where they'll charge you an arm and a leg. Well, it's not about health care. It's about financial support for destruction of your property, right? You lost everything. It's more of like an emergency fund. Disaster relief. That's what it is. It's disaster relief. We should have disaster relief. We do have disaster relief. FEMA provides it. He's telling everyone not to go for it. You know? They just don't want to have it. It's fucking ridiculous. They rather drown. They rather die. They rather wade through floodwaters, hoping somebody else could save them, or Trump himself.
I was just outside of Asheville, North Carolina, and he was badly damaged by Hurricane Helene, and he has refused all FEMA help because he's a hardcore Trumper, and he literally believes that if he accepts anything from FEMA, they're going to take his house. I don't understand how so many people are under the spell of this freaking con man. I don't understand it.
Well, it's absolutely heartbreaking about your father-in-law. So sorry to hear it. You know, I hope.
Andy, it's hard to even imagine it. I mean, he lost almost everything, and he's refusing all help from the federal government and complaining to us that he doesn't have food, that he doesn't have the stuff he needs, and yet he won't.
He doesn't have food. He doesn't have anything. The dude's experiencing a humanitarian crisis. We have things in place to help those people. He doesn't trust it because Trump told him not to trust it. They want to erode our trust in the institutions that we rely on every day that they can. And the best way to do it is by spreading as many fucking conspiracies as one can possibly spread in a matter of a few days, maybe, or, you know, or what have you, whatever it takes. Because these conspiracy theories don't have to stick at all. They could make no fucking sense. As long as it convinces one or two people, it's enough. They already have an infinite supply of possible conspiracy theories to build on to make people not want to help themselves, to make people want to shoot themselves in the foot, to make people do crazy dumb shit, like not accept the smallest amount of financial federal support. Trump is tearing away a lot of Social Security. He's also tearing away our trust in the institutions that keep us alive on a day-to-day basis. How are we going to manage anything when we can't trust nobody, right? If I'm going to go to the store and I can't trust the fucking people who made and packaged my chicken to have done it in a way where I'm not going to get fucking some disease, I'm not going to get some parasite in my stomach. If I can't trust them to do that, why would I keep going out and going to buy my own shit there? If I can't trust anybody to do that because Trump got rid of the fucking laws in place to make sure that these companies don't fucking kill me with their products, how am I supposed to operate in society without endangering myself, right? Or how is anyone else supposed to fucking do that? No one's going to be able to do that shit. If I can't go to the store and trust the people at the store to make my shit, if I can't go to the doctor and trust the doctor to not just rip me off because they want just fucking money and tell me to take some bullshit like ivermectin for COVID, right? If I can't trust nobody at all, how the fuck am I supposed to operate in the day-to-day life, right? How the fuck am I supposed to do that shit? How the fuck are these people supposed to do that shit? Like, even if he is telling everybody that these institutions are corrupt as fuck and we should not listen to them anymore, let's listen to me. How are we, as people, supposed to even follow that shit? We can't operate normally. We just can't. Lose trust in everything except himself. Yes. Believe that he alone is the guy. Him alone is the guy who's going to save us. This dude, his dad, this guy's father-in-law, believed that Trump himself was going to show up in a fucking kayak and scoop him out of the fucking floodwaters and wave his magic wand and fix his fucking house. That's what he thought. That's what he thought. I'm assuming that's what he thought. I don't know what he thought. Maybe he thought that this country is so fucked because Biden was running it that nobody can help him. Who knows?
To do?
Who knows?
We're not in a position to be able to fly across the
Problem
country.
is that these people are dying. God knows how many people who could have been saved during the hurricane. How many people could have been saved during the fires? Just imagine. Just imagine how many more people would have been alive today if it wasn't for Trump's first administration and everything that he's done in the last 4 years on top of this shit. Just imagine. Just imagine. Wow. The suffering that we're ignoring because we rather treat all of this shit like team sports. This is a fucking game, right? Everyone's lives is a fucking game.
I guarantee you, I'm not the only one.
I wish there was something I could
He's not
say
the only one.
As to,
he isn't the only one, by the way.
I don't know. Is there
Definitely
does he
not.
have access to any electronics where you could send him some information debunking this, and that he might?
He's
not gonna listen to shit.
We've done all of that. We've sent him.
There's nothing.
Sent him all the FEMA
There's
bullshit.
nothing you can tell. There's nothing you could show them. There's nothing you could tell them. There's absolutely zero shit you could do to break through the chokehold that Trump and MAGA now has over the minds of millions of Americans. I don't believe that there is anything that we could do in order to break this shit. The only people who could save these people are from themselves. They need to save themselves from this shit. They need to have that one day, that fucking awakening before they die, and hope to God that happens. We gotta hope to God that happens because we can't do that. I watched Dear Kelly. I watched Channel 5 try to convert this dude who was MAGA hardcore. They went into his family's life. He figured out what was wrong with him. They figured out what caused him to fucking jump on the MAGA train. They really went in. They figured it out. He lost his house. He did some dumb shit when he was, a little younger. When he started up his family, he fucked himself. He didn't know how to handle that. His whole entire life collapsed. Lo and behold, comes along Trump talking about how I know who did this to you, and I am going to do something about that, and I'm going to make sure it never happens to you or anyone else ever again. Populism, of course. And, of course, he bought into this being some guy who was insanely traumatically fucked up, had no sense of security, no sense of significance, and no sense of care from anyone, no love, none of that. But he's finding everything that he wants within the MAGA cult, the community that is there. They essentially, in his mind, saved his life, right? Opened up his mind or some dumb shit. He's forever loyal. He tried. He had an intervention. He got his wife, his ex-wife. He got his kids together. They all got together. They tried their best to convert this dude. He swore that he was going to change. They thought that he made a breakthrough. 3 weeks later, this motherfucker's showing up to a Charlie Kirk event. Following him around. Fucking begging Charlie Kirk to see him. And his daughter went with him, by the way, to argue against Charlie Kirk and call him out for the shit that he does to people, like what they have done to her dad. And all Charlie Kirk could say about that whole scenario was, oh, look at how good I did. I did pretty good, huh? My response was fucking nice. I'm so good. Like, it's evil. That's evil. That's evil. That's evil incarnate in a way that I can't even fathom. It's an abstract evil I never thought I would actually witness at any point in my life. This country got fucked when we allowed the IRS to tax us. Nobody stood up to make them go away after the first war. Now their hands are taxing everything we have. It was more of I think over time it was just like what Gandalf said was complacency. Just kind of allowing shit to happen little by little. First it was a small stuff, and eventually built up into a big pyramid, right? And every step of the way, when we didn't do anything, We just encourage the behavior to keep going. Like when we didn't do anything, we told them, hey, you're right in doing this. Continue. Because we're not going to say shit. We don't give a fuck anymore, apparently. Not collectively speaking. Not even close. But we don't give a fuck because we don't understand, I guess. I don't know. I really don't know. I would like to know. I wish I fucking knew. I wish I fucking knew. And now we gotta deal with things like FEMA getting axed. Now we gotta deal with things like this. Swaths of the US government grind to a halt after Trump shock therapy, right? We're talking about layoffs like fucking crazy. Just no health insurance, fucking anything you could think of is just government cuts left and right. And now we can't even like all these departments, transportation department, fucking infrastructure, all this stuff is grinding to a halt. They can't actually continue business as usual, right? This is apparently good for us. Yay, United States, right? So we're gonna lose our disaster relief. We're gonna lose our funding to even make shit happen state to state because Trump believes somehow that the state could figure it out on their own, right? What's the point of the union anymore, man? What's the fucking point of the union? What is the point of union? When our states are experiencing drought, when our states are experiencing fucking natural disasters left and right, when our states are experiencing pandemics on a fucking massive level, and we don't have enough people to help them in healthcare and the hospitals, when all this shit's fucking happening, we're gonna have less and less money to make it any better until it just doesn't exist anymore, right?
Corps of Engineers.
And this dumb
going,
motherfucker's logic around it all is just so frustrating. It's so fucking frustrating.
Work. And they're on their way. They're going to be...
I got carried away there for a little bit. I feel like my head was on fire. You ever see Hercules? I feel like I'm Hades sometimes when he gets really pissed off and I just fucking lose it. Well, not lose it, but I just go into a fucking like tunnel vision about it. Heish. He is walking, I will say this is the only like kind of good news, I guess. I don't know. Trump's walking back on his like tariff rhetoric all of a sudden. I guess enough people like sat him down and told him what a tariff was. And he's like, oh shit, fuck, what am I doing? You'd expect there to be a massive clamor for change, but a lot of people seem to be giving up or allowing things to happen. Well, people believe that change is happening, right? Half of America believe change has actually happened. They're clamoring for change, but the type of change that they're clamoring for either doesn't help them at all or just isn't anything. It's just business as usual. Nothing's changing, right? It's the illusion of change, right? They feel like they won. They feel like this guy who told them everything's gonna get better now is coming in, and all these actions that he's doing, the executive orders, the budget cuts, all that stuff it is a change. He's sucking out the swamp. He's getting rid of the corruption, right? He's getting money out of politics somehow when he does this. When you see them and you see their minds try to struggle to reconcile with objective reality in front of them and try to twist it into something that it's not, it doesn't matter if the movements bring change or not. It's all about the feeling and the illusion of change, right? When you have Elon Musk doing Nazi salutes and nobody wants to acknowledge that it's actually happening, and all they could do is make up excuses left and right, saying dumb shit like, oh, maybe he's talking about a rocket flying to space. Maybe he's talking about, oh, I'm giving my heart out to you, or some dumb shit, right? Or maybe I even seen someone say something like, oh, he's actually doing the football Bulls horns thing. Like, how could... And this is before they even had a chance to be told what to say, right? There was somebody at a rally who was going around asking people, because it had just unfolded. He was going around asking people, hey, what do you think about this? Showing them a video of him doing the salute. And you could see their minds scrambling to figure it out for themselves, making up excuse because the right-wing media sphere hasn't told them what to think about it yet, right? They haven't told them what their opinion is yet. So all their responses were absolutely batshit crazy. None of them made sense. And I know that all their responses and the feelings that they feel about those specific situations are going to change once Fox News and Alex Jones and all these motherfuckers have figured out what to think about it themselves. Then they'll get to push that opinion onto everyone else, and then they'll accept it and eat it up like it's fucking fact. Well, as a lot of people think their opinion doesn't matter, it takes way too much effort for us to get anything done that we just give up on trying. At this point, it feels like that. Yeah, it really does. And honestly, it's really hard to argue against that general feeling because it does take a lot. And just imagine the average person doesn't have time to put that much effort into helping this change. The only effort that they could probably muster up is going to be very minimal, and the only way for that to be effective is if a lot of people do it at once, right? The average person, and I know this because of myself, for example, I work, I gotta take care of chores, I gotta fucking be with my girlfriend, I gotta do shit with her and stuff like that. It's really hard for most people to be able to really muster up the energy and shit to do that because we're all struggling right now. We're all fucking struggling really hard. The average American, I would say, is, right, either it would be with financial stuff, whether it be with mental stuff, whether it be with health stuff, whether it be with something. There is a lot of struggle happening in the United States on a day-to-day basis, which is why I also see a lot of people not being able to get anything done, push for anything to happen. They're complacent, they feel like everything's safe, they feel like they've underestimated everything that there is because, they've relied on these institutions for such a long time, it feels like they're not doing anything since they never experienced any hardship. All these things kind of melt into the pot of what's going on, right? I do want to see this, though, because apparently Musk had a asinine response when it came to his salutes.
And I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you.
Some critics saying this hand motion looked like a Nazi salute. This morning, Elon Musk on X
I don't know why
with
the
a message
volume was so
containing
low.
a series of Nazi-related puns, including saying, quote, "Bet you did Nazi that coming." The Anti-Defamation League, which initially defended...
This motherfucker knows. This motherfucker knows. Why aren't we holding him accountable? He knows exactly what the fuck he's doing. Why is everyone making up excuses for him? He knows what it was. He's not hiding it.
Musk gesture as just an awkward onstage
He's not hiding
moment,
it.
chastising him in a statement today, saying, quote,
These fucking MAGA cucks will carry water to the ends of the earth. To the ends of the earth. They love him. They worship him. They fucking worship him. They worship this guy. They make up every single fucking excuse that they can in the book, and it's disgusting. It really is. Again, complacency here, complacency there, complacency fucking everywhere. Let's allow Nazis to just fucking postmodern neo-Nazis roaming the fucking earth. Elon is great, says Boomarify on YouTube. Great at being a piece of shit, yes. I definitely agree. Definitely agree. He's great at ripping off the American citizen. I would say that. He's definitely great at that. He's definitely great at having a chokehold over social media platforms. I definitely agree that he's great at that. What else is there? What else is there? Oh, apparently he's really great at this. He's really great at paying people who play certain video games professionally to allow him to use their account so he could pretend like that's his account. And that he's really good at that game. He's really great at doing that. That's for damn sure. Because apparently he's been doing that for quite a while. Spending quite literally what could be millions of dollars on stupid shit because his ego is so fragile. So fragile. craziness. Well, we'll see one day, as we're not in his platform. What does that fucking mean? Just because people are on his platform doesn't make him any less a piece of shit. Which technically is not even his platform. You know, he wasted mad fucking money buying a platform that he's addicted to. That's not even his platform. He bought that shit. He owns it now. He didn't create that shit. People still call that shit Twitter. I still call that shit Twitter. Here it is. I don't know why it took me so fucking long to find these stupid ass videos.
Yeah, Alternative for Deutschland.
Look at these people.
It's like it's going in a direction that Germany should.
I'm very glad, Bamafri, that you think a Nazi is great. I'm really glad that you think that.
Been told
That somebody
what to
who's so
think about
fucking
it
willing
yet,
to just
so I'm gonna
do
just
some
ask
shit
them
like that.
What they think about it.
You
Let's
think
get an
that's
honest
fucking
reaction.
plausible.
Hey,
That's
look at
crazy.
this. Did you see this? Did you see that?
Look at this. You're just
Elon
ignoring
Musk,
it.
He's talking. Is it Trump's?
There's this one lady. Look, they're laughing at it awkwardly, as if it's not important.
What was he
right?
saying?
As if it's a fucking joke. Look at this dumb lady. She has a hat that has a fucking Donald Trump toupee on it, which is nuts.
Oh, that's it.
She's the one who's thinking that it's a football sign, right?
You guys here for the inauguration? Yes, sir. Yes.
And then there's
Listen,
this
if you
lady.
see someone with the sig heil, it's just.
I want to say this lady right here, and I'm assuming this might be her daughter or some shit. The biggest clowns you could possibly find out here, right? They're dressed head to toe. They're dressed head to fucking toe in the clown outfit. They got this, what's probably a $50 fucking hat. They got the fucking lanyard. They got this fur jacket with the fucking logo on that shit, head to toe in that shit. And watch them try to struggle to figure out how to explain this. All they can do is say, "Oh, I love him so much. He's so fucking amazing. Oh, I just wanna slurp him up so much because I fucking love him, even though he doesn't give a fuck about you, Bomafri, or anyone else who fucking loves him. He doesn't give a flying fuck about y'all, right? You guys love him for no reason because what? MAGA? Trump tells you to love him?
No, I don't think he's.
Why do you love him so much, Bomafri? I want to know. I want to know why you're so willing to fucking bend down on both knees and accept Musk's cum and just slurp that shit up for the rest of your life. I want to know. I want to know what makes you want to do something like that. I need to know.
But look.
Look.
Hands and
Look at her struggle.
look at the light.
Look at the
What
light.
doesn't mean the light?
What does that mean, the light? Does that mean he's pointing to the light? Does that mean he's pointing to the fucking light? Is that what he's doing when he does that? Come on.
Power.
Come on.
He has the power of the United States.
Well, it is about power. We
No,
can
you're right.
agree
It
on
is
that,
about
yes.
power. You're
It
right.
is definitely.
You see
You're
the
totally
light?
fucking
It's
right
power.
about that.
It is about power. Yes, thank you for the. Thank you. I agree.
Dude, it's crazy. It's clownish. It's clownish. Like, why would you want to cuck out so much to somebody who gives so little of a fuck about you? Like, I just don't get it. You'll never see his money. You'll never see his support. He'll never hug you. He'll never kiss you on the forehead. You're never gonna get that attention from him. All he wants to do is make sure that you see him all the time on X. Make sure that he's front and center on the front page for you, right? That you're always seeing all his posts and all the posts about him. And just clap for him. Just think he's the best. Go ahead. I don't give a fuck about this motherfucker. And it's only gonna be a matter of time before he takes over everything by implanting chips into our brains, and then we have to be forced to see him every single day. There's gonna be a time in the future where I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna have to see a picture of Elon Musk with his shirt off in order for my brain to allow me to get up and out of the bed. It's gonna be fucked. It's gonna be nightmare fuel. But there's that. So he's releasing puns about it, right? He thinks it's fucking a joke. And no one's gonna hold him accountable for this.
Holocaust is not a joke.
Anyways, I do want to talk briefly and see, because I've been talking about the Destiny drama in the last couple days. Very briefly, looking at the stuff, looking for updates, talking to people every once in a while about it here and there. Doesn't seem like there's that many updates, especially for today. Maybe not yet. But I did say yesterday, Pisco is no longer friends with Destiny. He's completely cutting off everything with them. Destiny made some weird ass statement about like he's gonna blackmail 20 other streamers or some shit. You know, if they go to court or lawsuit or whatever the fuck that is, right? And a lot of people are accusing Pixie of just trying to do all this for money, right? And I think Destiny kind of insinuated that he feels that way too. Which is not exactly sure what to think about that yet. Destiny Revenge not for safe for work videos. Yeah, it wasn't even just well, I guess it was revenge against him, yes. But a lot of the videos, the problem here is that he sent a lot of these videos that he did have permission to record from said victims, but he shared it with other people without their permission. And oftentimes those are people that didn't ask for it. There are some rumors going around that he did record some of these without consent, but I have not seen yet any actual proof for that. I've just seen an allegation, and the allegation seems pretty fucking weak, considering the person who gave out the allegation definitely wants to get at Destiny or whatever. I've made my statement before, I'm gonna say it again, because I have to say it, it seems like every single time, because people assume so much for so little. What he did was fucking wrong. There's no excusing for it. He deserves every bit of consequence for this, right? I don't think this is on the level of like Jeffrey Epstein type shit. If I were gonna rate how bad this is probably like a 7.5, 8 out of 10. If it does come out that he recorded some shit without anyone's permission, that's immediately like 11. That's 11 or 12 out of 10. That's really bad. Whatever, I don't know what would be the appropriate consequences for something this crazy. I feel like this has to go through the legal system. I feel like this has to be something like that because it needs a lot more official investigation to be done rather than just everybody kind of weighing in, everybody just getting bits and pieces of information here and there from leaked messages or what have you, and trying to come to the conclusion like that. These things are way too complicated in a gray area to really be able to determine that on an individual level, being so far removed from the situation, right? But we can say that Destiny, that was not right. Ain't good, bitch. Ain't good, motherfucker. However, I do want to also state that if we are going to care so much about somebody sharing content that was they didn't have the consent to share, right? Or they didn't have the right to share. If we're gonna get really upset about that and the effects that it has on the victim, particularly Pixie, we should also get upset at how this whole situation blew up to where it has blown up. And I'm talking about Cope and Seath and President Sunday. They did not have consent to release any of the leaked messages and audio phone calls that were included in their hit piece videos. They did not consent at all. They did not reach out to Pixie, not once, before the release of this. And I'm not sure if they have yet, but they didn't give a fuck. And they very quickly took all this information that they didn't have the right to have in the first place and not only shared it to people, but they shared it to the whole wide world, completely public. And then they took this situation and blew it into a public spectacle, right? And now what was something that was already bad is now like 20 times worse, right? Because now everyone is involved in this. This should have been something that should have came to light at the speed and pace in which the victims felt comfortable with. All right, it should have been in that matter. I don't think that it becoming so public is going to bring any good to this. I don't think it's going to actually bring justice to her. I don't think it's going to make it happen any faster. I think it's actually going to do the opposite, where it's going to dilute this and complicate this 20-fold, and a solution for the situation is going to be very far in the future, if it ever comes at all. And it might not even be something that equals the type of justice that should be played out here. And that's very sad. It's very sad. It makes me very frustrated that because of so many people already having a deep dislike for Destiny and preying on his downfall, that their efforts to, you know, ruin his career is actually also hurting Pixie and the victims in this, right? And I'm not saying this because I give a fuck about whether or not Destiny continues. I'm not supporting him or anything. I don't care if it continues his career or not. But still, the problem is that the justice that this person deserves is probably not going to be reached because of this. And because of people like President Sunday trying to capitalize off this drama, as well as trying to fish their own biases and hatred. And is 100% certain, I'm 100% certain, he has a biases and hatred towards Destiny. If you take a look at his previous content, he seemed to already been talking shit about Destiny for a very long time. So it's not surprising that he would go as far as to do something like this and try to make it make something to profit off of it. I'm almost positive we will all be seeing in the near future, not just Destiny getting the consequences that he deserves legally, but also President Sunday and Copenseeth and anybody else who was involved with releasing any type of content that was private information and sharing it to people or to the general public, right? All these things we should be equally pretty upset about, and we should bring more attention to that as well. Otherwise, the justice that's deserved for the victims will never be achieved. Never. It would never be achieved. It won't be. Especially because the main issue is now you got conspiracies from all over the fucking woodwork, and the ones that you'd probably expect from shit like this to happen. You got people accusing Pixie of being, you know, just doing all this for money, or Pixie just fucking, you know, it's her fault that this had happened because she was being sexual or whatever, some dumb shit, right? It's just, those types of things are happening now. There's a lot of criticisms towards Pixie. Now she has to not just only deal with the embarrassment of the videos being released and her consent being betrayed in that regard, but now she also has to deal with the public spectacle of it all, the embarrassment being inflamed much further, and as well as losing trust in not just one person, but in multiple people, and having to basically put out fires in all directions. There's fires everywhere that she has to fight now. As with all things that happen, it always seems like there's never enough care and focus on the victims, right? This happens time and time again with like murders, right? With fucking true crime. Everyone fucking goes crazy about the criminal who committed the crime, and their focus is entirely on that, and there's just not enough support and care for the victims, right? It's just not enough. Everyone's just quick to, what is it? Is it entertainment? I'm assuming it's entertainment. I guess it is. I guess it is. People find it entertaining. But because of their quest for entertainment, they're also stepping directly in the line of the path of justice, which is a tragedy. It is a tragedy. I will not be surprised if more fucked up shit comes out forward about Destiny soon. Seems like everything's just falling apart and leaking out. And I will say, if he does decide to continue his career, it will be pretty difficult for him to continue debating, having conversations with people, or whatever, without that being a blurring like thing in his face, right? Those people are going to think about that. It's going to be hard to avoid that from popping up in conversation and debate with him in the future. I know it's going to be the first thing that people are going to throw at him, and they're not going to want to take him seriously. There's going to be a lot of more professionals who are not going to want to do interviews with him, because he was doing that for a while. And on top of all that, all his projects that he had planned out for this year have definitely fell apart, especially since Pisco is stepping away from everything, and a lot of others as well. So, wow. I need to say wow, because the fall from grace here is is nuts. That's a public spectacle on its own, and it just seems like I really wonder if Destiny will actually be doing the right thing from now on, or at all. From what I understand, from what I watched from Not So Erudite, it did seem he had like a somewhat genuine attempt at first to try to resolve this, but I think his solution that he came to for it was a little naive, or maybe it was just not well thought out enough, thinking that offering her money to compensate for everything was going to work, right? And it's not to say that he was saying, hey, I'm gonna give you a bunch of money if you don't talk about it. It was more of, he's still letting her do what she wants to do. He's gonna give her money to help with therapy, with anything else that she's struggling with, because of this, she's now experiencing a much more tough time than she probably would have had this not blown out into the way it has. Here's Peaceco saying that he's cutting off all ties. Let's listen to him while I take a dab. If I could move this marker, that'd be nice.
Doom, yeah. A lot of, not been a good week, I think, for a lot of reasons. But I think it's important to address the elephant in the room. And that's what I'm gonna do. So I hope you guys understand and appreciate what I have to say. And yeah, so obviously this is about certain leaks, accusations, screenshots, and other information that has come out and have been made about Steve Manel, Destiny streamer who I've collaborated with a lot, including prominently recently on major sort of political content. You know, recently we were doing more mainstream content as well that some of you were able to see, hopefully learn a thing or two out of it. And there have been sort of additional accusations in recent days as well that I think you guys by now have some familiarity with in terms of the underlying facts. So I'm not gonna bore you with the recitation of the facts. So first and foremost, I wanna let you guys know that like the New York stuff is done. That content initiative, we're not doing that.
Man, that's kind of sad because I thought that was pretty creative, but that's all done.
There are some things that make that impossible. I think you guys heard, or some of you heard, my initial statement on Live and Learn, that there have been reasons why I both have been and have to be careful about what I said and what I say. My friendship with Steven is pretty well known at this point. I also met Pixie in Miami during the election stream. I found her to be an incredibly kind and courteous person. Like, seriously.
Another thing too,
all the people I met that weekend.
There are other, how do I say this? With what had happened, there's a lot more stuff that was fucked up that should have never happened. For example, Lonerbox, right? He found out through this that his wife was cheating on him with Destiny, right? And he stepped away from streaming. He stepped away from just dealing with Destiny in general. And he was so fucking embarrassed about it, he could barely bring himself to say it on stream. So there isn't just one victim here, there isn't just one person experiencing something really fucked up. It's quite a bit of a mess, right? And there's a lot more going on than just one person got our videos leaked. There's a lot more going on than just that, right? It's terrible, it really is. And again, when I talk to people online, just like with everyone else who constantly sees things in black and white, I guess, it's like either you're against him or you're for him, and anywhere that doesn't, like any statements that doesn't necessarily state that, if it's like unclear if you're actually against him, they'll just assume you're for him, right? Which is ridiculous, because when I tried to bring up criticism about how what Cope and Seath and President Sunday did is just as bad, if not worse, because they made it public. They shared something and made it public for everyone. We need to have like an equal level of accountability on all sides. We can't just say that this person can do something like this, but that person's not going to get in trouble for doing something like that because I'm going to declare that for whatever reason it's morally better because fuck you, I don't like that guy. That does not make sense. That does not make sense to me. Regardless, we'll see what this happens. What goes here. Last thing I want to do on stream before I go to playing my games is watching this debate here. Just a little bit of it because it's a little long one, and it is it's on Tim Pool, which is a piece of shit. I don't like that guy. I don't think I have to state that though. I feel like that's just implicit in everything. But they talk a little bit more with Luke Beasley about the state of affairs with everything and the president. So let's take a look at this shit, because it is shit. But I do want to hear.
Here's why.
You can't defend. Well,
first
finish
of
off
all,
my point though.
Entertainment channel on YouTube, political analyst, political satirist, and Bloodsport debater. Happy to be here. Thanks, Tim.
Yeah, Josiah with Pondering Politics, liberal commentator. Looking forward to this conversation because this is like some of the biggest MAGA influencers I've ever encountered, and I'm looking forward to understanding a bit more.
Well, let's get started with the simple question. Is Trump a fascist? I know it sounds a bit generic, but this is the big talking point that kind of persisted for the past 10 years. Donald Trump is a threat to democracy. He's authoritarian. He's far right. He's fascistic, et cetera, et cetera. So I don't know who wants to start off first, but Luke, is he a fascist?
Yeah, you know, we can debate that particular label. I've noticed when I've watched past debates among MAGA folks,
They hang on that
benefit.
I
for
feel
at
like
least
they're
what they seem to
really trying to get a gotcha when they do that shit. When they're like hanging so hard on the, oh, you're calling him a fascist. That's such a bad word. Like, such a weak fucking argument.
Off of is getting real.
But they're trying to get you
on
on something.
particular
That's what they
semantic
are. That's what
debate.
they're trying to
That's
do.
less relevant to me than going through the specifics of why I might call him that. But let's not get so focused on the label, but instead whether or not we find moral, whether or not we find.
No, let's get focused on the label. So listen, here's why.
You can't defend. Well,
first
finish
of
off my
all,
point though. You
first of
can't
all,
defend.
Luke.
Well, hold up. I'm gonna finish this. You can't defend what he does. So then you try to distract from that with just really
It's obfuscating.
abstract
From your
label
lies.
discussions.
Yeah, from
Well,
your
then
lies.
what he's done or lied.
So they don't have to engage with the actual topics at hand. They have to make up an issue by focusing on labels and even going as far as focusing on semantics.
You can't.
No. So first of all, hang on.
And they try to drag you down that
super
hole.
important
They
to
drag
debate
you
for-
down that fucking hole because they want to make you lost in it. They just want to drag you into that hole and make you fucking lost in it. So you have to fight your way out and climb your way out, tooth and nail, in order to get back to the conversation at hand.
Reason it's so that we have clarity in what we're actually talking about. So when you go, Trump's a fascist, yeah, it's very important that you clarify exactly what that means, why it means
guy's such a
that,
piece
what
of
the
shit.
historic standard is that you're providing against
But I'm
that.
saying that debate is an interesting one. I've had it a bunch of times. Less relevant than whether or not you can defend the things he did factually, not the labels, the facts of what he did.
Why are
Can
you calling him a fascist then, Luke? If you're not prepared
Tim
to
brought that
defend
up.
it.
Tim brought that up. I'm interested in.
Well, it's so
You call him that, Luke. Why do you call him that
he is
unless
called,
you can
he
defend
is
it?
called in the media a fascist over and over and over again for 10 years.
And
He calls
my
him that.
question is, most importantly, then we can get to that. Can you defend the things that we point to as
It's
a threat to
crazy.
democracy?
They don't think that he's a fascist because they've redefined these terms. They just don't feel comfortable with. They just constantly redefine them. If you don't want to be called something, don't be that fucking thing. That's plain and simple. Like, if you're acting a certain way, if we're calling you by a certain ideology, and you fit those parameters almost entirely, then you're probably going to be called that ideology. Like, it's, if you don't want to, don't associate yourself with it. I just don't know what else to say.
You use. I just don't care about
Can you
getting
defend that he's a fascist
But they
or
don't
not,
see
Luke?
it that way because
I
they redefined
absolutely
it.
have had that discussion a bunch of
That's
times.
not what I asked you.
but
Can you repeat my
right.
question? I asked you,
Can you or
defend
can you not
that he's a
defend that?
fascist?
We would point out things that we might describe as authoritarian or fascistic, even if you don't agree with a particular label. And that's what he's saying we want to talk about. So,
We
for
want to
example,
talk about the
did he
facts.
plot to overturn the 2020 election? Did he resist the peaceful transfer of power? Does he command a cult of personality? These are factual questions. I think worth examining.
Does he want to consolidate power onto himself? Yeah,
This
those
is
are
not,
all.
I'm not going to make a whataboutism. I'm going to say, okay, let's start from that presumption that would make Trump a fascist. That would also make Obama or Biden or Kamala much the same.
Which we can
How so?
discuss, which is false.
what you just described as Donald Trump would apply to them in
a symbol
way.
fraudulent slates of
when have they ever resisted the peaceful transfer of power or plotted to overturn an election?
I believe this was the first election in 52 years the Democratic Party has not challenged the election.
No, you're talking about the thing that is within congressional rules, which is you can object to the count. That's different than assembling from different states people who aren't the lawful electors, and then trying to get them counted by your vice president as the real one. Right. It's completely different.
But that is also a procedure.
So one is a nope. You can't
fake
just get
electors are
random
procedure,
people to sign fake forms saying they're the.
They're not
real
fake
electors.
forms.
They were.
They're not fake forms.
You know why?
They were
the people
100% fake forms, my brother. Like what do you? Oh, I forgot. They don't look anything up. They have no idea. They just have a narrative.
Fake forms. Like
We
we obviously it's not invisible piece.
define what a fake form is.
We don't mean by an invisible piece of paper. It was a fraudulent document.
Wait, that's semantics, Tim.
Yeah.
Like I said, very important to debates.
Because you can't
we don't want to
That's semantics, Tim. I feel so uncomfortable talking about this, so I have to redefine it into a reality that doesn't exist.
It's on what's a fake form.
Right,
That makes me feel more comfortable, right?
So the issue here is we're talking about a play upon precedent with what Donald Trump did, and the basis for what Donald Trump did and his lawyers in 2021 was built upon what happened in the election between Nixon and Kennedy, when Hawaii sent a non-certified slate. Would you call that fake as well?
No, in that case, this was before the certification had happened. The state sent 2 slates.
Incorrect.
In these cases, there were certifications by each state, and then verified by the governor, then sent to to Washington, and those were the ones Trump wanted to get counted.
Will it
did
come up
not
on the screen, by the
represent
way?
the lawful outcome of the elections in those states. Y'all
Hoops,
agree
the
with
mental
that?
gymnastics here is crazy, man.
About what?
That's what Trump was trying to do.
It's so
getting electors that
tiring.
weren't the
They
ones lawfully
know
certified by
what
the
they're
states to get
doing
counted.
too. He's such a piece of fucking filthy, degenerate shit, man. It's
Wait,
like
what was he
he knows. I know. I can tell. I can see it in his fucking eyes, and the way that he smirks. I could tell he knows what he's doing. I could tell he knows.
So we'll pull this up. Hang on.
Okay.
One step at a time.
So in Hawaii, it just disappeared on me. Why does it do that?
Because we can't find it, bitch.
Everything Wikipedia, which I'm not a big fan of because it is oversimplified and often wrong, but it says that.
And he criticizes the people who use Wikipedia all the time, despite him. This is like he uses it all the time. He uses it all the time on his streams. When he's having these conversations with Luke or anyone else, he's constantly going to Wikipedia, pull things up, while also weirdly having some fucking like side note about how he doesn't usually trust Wikipedia, but we're about to do that for the sake of this argument.
Hawaii official results showed Nixon winning by a small margin. Hawaii's 3 electoral votes were cast for Nixon. Acting Governor James Keelio has certified the Republican electors, and they cast Hawaii's 3 electors for Nixon. However, clear discrepancies existed, blah, blah, blah. The court challenge was still ongoing at the time of the electoral count's safe harbor deadline, but Democratic electors still convened on the constitutionally mandated date of December 19th and cast their votes for Kennedy. Would you consider those to be illegitimate votes because it had already been certified for the Republican?
And then
Can we keep reading?
Continue.
The recount completed before Christmas resulted in Kennedy being declared the winner by 115 votes. On December 30th, the circuit court ruled that Hawaii's 3 electoral votes should go to Kennedy. It was decided that a new certificate was necessary with only 2 days remaining before Congress convened to count and certify the Electoral College votes. A letter to Congress saying a certificate was on the way was rushed out by registered airmail. Both Democratic and Republican electoral votes from Hawaii were presented for counting on January 6th, and Vice President Nixon, who presided over the certification, graciously said, without the intent of establishing a
I can't
precedent,
believe he
and
doesn't see the
requested unanimous
difference, yeah.
consent that Democratic votes for Kennedy be counted.
Right.
So the clarification here,
definitely
let's
does.
make sure it's very clear.
Sure.
The Democratic votes were never certified. They were
These people
intending to
know this
certify, but
shit.
because the deadline was approaching, they submitted false documents, as you described it, before certification was done.
No, because
They know
the
this shit.
circuit court ruled that the electoral vote should go to Kennedy.
Hold on, I got to stop you. The circuit court has nothing to do with the convening of Democrats to file false papers. Did the Democrats convene without a court order and sign
my
documents
point.
that were not real?
Was the president trying to get the ones that
let's
didn't?
answer
No.
the question.
This is the question. Because
I
we're
asked the
talking about
question.
Donald Trump's actions.
Right, so we're starting with precedent.
We're
I asked
talking
a
about
question.
Donald Trump's actions.
I asked you a question and you
Did the
changed the subject.
Did the sitting president at
I
the time
don't- I
try to
have to-
get after?
I'm sorry. I'm just bottling up all this frustration. Luke, you're a saint, dude. You're a fucking saint. You're a saint that you can keep coming on to these retarded ass situations, these retarded ass fucking conversations with these people, without wanting to leap across the fucking table and break his laptop.
After the court cases had been resolved,
I gotta give it to you. I just gotta give it to you.
The
Okay.
Democratic,
We have to start from the
electors counted. They did.
Let's start here. Did the
But
Democrats?
none of y'all are even engaging with that fact.
Are you going to answer the
That's
question?
what you're gonna do. You're gonna go.
No, they're not gonna engage with
spin,
anything.
spin, because you can't engage with the fact that you know, you do.
You're pattering.
You know.
You're pattering.
That Trump was trying to get Pence.
I'm gonna
Come on, bro. Pattering? Bro, last time you looked up shit on Wikipedia, you were learning it in real time. In real time. And you were reading shit that objectively proved that your argument was wrong. And here you go again, doing the same fucking shit and trying your best not to have a conversation about the topic at hand. You want to have a conversation about something that happened when fucking Kennedy was in office? Are you serious? This is what I mean. They bury their heads in the sand. They know what they're doing. This is not for convincing Luke. This is not for convincing his side or even me for that fucking matter. This is just more
pattering.
More slop for the right. That's all it is. More slop for the people who are into Russian propaganda.
What are we president of the United States?
You're going to keep. You're just pattering. All right, I'm going to say it again.
Is that what you're gonna do, you fucking little bitch? Is that what you're gonna do every time you're getting fucking screwed over in your own logic? Like, what the fuck?
On what Hawaii did, and we are at a specific point in the logical question. Hawaii Democrats, they filled out paperwork. Pause. Courts had not approved anything.
At that
Were
point,
those documents, yes or no, real or fake?
At that point in time, the recount hadn't even concluded.
Yes or no, were the documents real or
When the
fake?
Trump electors met, Georgia had already counted its ballots. I'm explaining to you.
I am not asking you about Trump.
He doesn't want to care. He doesn't care about the difference. He doesn't give a fuck about the difference, because if he were to acknowledge the difference, he would acknowledge that he's wrong. That's the problem.
Lawful ones during the counting process, that would be fraudulent, yes, but they weren't.
So they submitted documents that were unapproved, not certified to the federal government.
Which ones ended up being the ones that the federal government was going to certify?
Why is this so hard?
Oh my gosh.
Why is the reason?
Are you asking yourself that question, bitch? Bro, the projection. The projection. It's unreal.
You guys are trying to present some sophistry as to your argument.
No, you can't engage with what Trump did. That's exactly what you're doing.
I'm going to make my point.
You can't engage with what Trump did.
I'll make my point. Stop pattering.
And then will you let us make our points?
So, absolutely. The problem is I'm asking about Hawaii and you keep changing the subject to Trump. So let's go through Hawaii. The Democrats had no right, by your logic, to fill out this paperwork and submit it to the federal government as the certified slate of electors. Only after the fact did the court make a decision. Now let's go to 2020. If there is pending court decisions, and there were, Republicans doing the same thing Democrats did.
No, you're wrong. The circuit court decided that a new certificate was necessary.
After the fact.
Before Congress convened.
Yes, but
he didn't even read all of it. He didn't even read all of it. Oh my god. How could you so confidently do this? How? How could anyone just...
They had already submitted the documents.
Believe this motherfucker.
When you said they were false documents, I didn't say anything else. What makes them false? It's the same as Hawaii. If you want to make the argument that Democrats did the same thing in 1960, I will agree with you.
Well, we're not making that argument because that's not what they did.
This is the point. In 1960,
it literally is not what they did.
There was still a recount going on and ongoing court cases, and it was so narrow they really didn't know which way it was going to go. Then they didn't even submit those or try to get them counted. The sitting president at the time until it was determined Trump's case, he got all 7 states after this whole process had been concluded. It wasn't close enough for the recount to flip it. The recounts had concluded, and he was trying to get not let's have 2 standing by because.
And the fact that it's after and not before shows the intention of the actions, right? Because again, he was trying to overthrow the election and change that shit. We had already concluded who the victor was. In the Hawaii situation, we didn't conclude yet. We didn't finish the recount. There are specific reasons why this had happened, and none of them being that they wanted to overthrow an election. None of them being that.
We don't know how this recount is going to go, but from 7 states that we know the outcome of, but I'm making false claims of fraud on them, I'm going to get Pence to keep me as president by accepting fake electors. Tim, for a second, because we're supposed to be debating them, I think, could they also try to defend this stance?
Yeah, because you're comparing apples and oranges thing as far as I'm concerned. That's
that's 2 separate fucking situations.
If a court decided
and the dumbest part about those 2 separate situations is they're fucking decades apart. They're totally different, and they exist in two totally separate eras of the United States.
Like, 5 or 7 states that Trump tried to peddle the false elector scheme. That if
why is so many arguments
the
from the right
Democratic
like
slate
this
of electors, then I think you would have an apples to apples comparison. But that's not what happened.
Yeah.
In none of the 7 states,
and it wasn't close enough to where they didn't know which way it was going to go.
Right, there was no actual ambiguity.
Yeah. Andrew, anything? Myron?
Well, what's the argument here? Is it
oh, this guy's here? What the fuck?
Because you guys went into a whole other.
I didn't even know this guy was here the whole time. I didn't even fucking know he was gonna be on this shit.
Because you guys went. I don't know if you guys. It started with fascism.
That guy's a dumbass.
Kennedy election in 1960s.
I'll explain.
He's
One
a
of the key
co-host of
tenets
Freshman Fit. The dude's retarded.
Again, I know you'll get really triggered, so I'm trying to stay away from that particular term, but we can say fascism, authoritarianism, anti-democracy.
It's pretty fucking base. I don't know what the issue is.
Is that legitimate or a joke? Because we can
He thinks
go into that.
fascism is based.
I mean, we can go.
Now suddenly you want to talk about fascism.
One of the key tenets is rejecting democratic principles and the democratic process.
According to who?
Wait, did he really say
every
that?
single fascist.
Did he say that it was based? Fascism's based? Did I mishear that?
Died in one of the 5 or 7 states that Trump tried to peddle the false elector scheme. That if a court contested the Democratic slate of electors, then I think you would have an apples to apples comparison. But that's not what happened. In none of the 7 states,
and it wasn't close enough to where they didn't know which way it was going to go.
Right, there was no actual ambiguity.
Yeah. Andrew, anything?
I thought I was too
what's the
far
argument
back.
Is it fascism, or because you guys went into a whole other?
One of the key,
you guys went. I don't know if you guys. It started with fascism. Then we went into Kennedy election in 1960s.
I'll explain. One of the key tenets of. Again, I know you'll get really triggered, so I'm trying to stay away from that particular term, but we can say fascism, authoritarianism, anti-democracy.
Yeah, he did say that. Oh my god, bro. See, I told you he's retarded. These motherfuckers want to be oppressed so goddamn bad, bro. They want to be oppressed so fucking bad. It's crazy. It's crazy. I'm starting to think that cuckism is like rampant in the United States. And that 500,000 people are fucking into that shit, and they love to be dominated. And they want those people to be fucking rich people that don't give a fuck about them. It's crazy.
It's pretty fucking base. I don't know what the issue is.
It's crazy. Because we can go into that. That'd be interesting.
I mean, we can go.
Now suddenly you want to talk about fascism.
One of the key tenets is rejecting democratic principles and the democratic process.
He better be fucking joking.
According to every single fascism scholar
I
ever,
don't
and the
feel like he
definition.
is at this point.
You mean according to who? Like what determines
He'd
the
be
democratic
saying this
process?
shit all the
I'm asking,
time.
according to who?
Yeah, sure, read it.
Yeah, go ahead. So far right authorities.
It's not just the U.S. Yeah.
Giovanni Gentile. This would be the person that you guys would like to see.
Unfortunately, and it goes back to before we were talking about the complacency. The complacency. They want reason to believe that they're being oppressed by the machines and systems that keep them alive in the first place, because they don't have it anywhere else. They haven't experienced it their entire fucking lives, I guess. Or maybe not enough. Maybe it wasn't enough. I don't know. Maybe they want more. I don't know.
Did we cite
They're terrified.
Gentile? I thought Gentile. When did we cite him?
Wait, I'm sorry. Is reading a Wikipedia article proof of your position?
No, getting into a hype.
Dude, what? What? Dude, you gotta be fucking kidding me. He did not just say that. Less than 5 minutes ago, Tim Pool was fucking doing the same shit. And you had a whole fucking debate about it. You had a whole argument about it. What the fuck are you talking about? Oh my god. He did not just say that shit.
I don't care what you call it. Bad. Let's say bad. Bad is what I think Trump did. And that's what I'm trying to get you to see. Not the definition, because I know you're way more comfortable spinning around and reading about whoever. Instead, we can just talk about, regardless of the definition, is it good or bad to reject democratic results? Is it good or bad to threaten the media based on my principles, which value democracy?
Threaten the media.
So Trump has repeatedly called for like investigations into reporters, into media outlets. He believes that the business licenses of like ABC and CBS, MSNBC, he says, should be pulled. I mean, you don't see these sorts of threats from the Democratic Party.
Okay, so let's get into them.
Maybe he did.
Has Trump pulled anybody's license ever as president? Has he actually sent any government officials to do any investigations of any major?
So you agree, though?
Stop,
him saying
stop, bro. I just let you go through your whole stupid spiel. Has Trump actually done that?
Are threats not bad?
And first of all, hyperbole isn't a threat. That's one.
Trump.
And hang on. And two, what I want to see, so as Spurgley over here keeps on losing his mind, he doesn't want to get into hyper-specific. He doesn't want to get into hyper-specific semantics, because that would cause what we'd like to call clarification. That way, we're not talking past each other.
I don't think you're what I'm saying.
Yeah, dude, I just gave you your whole spiel. So anyway, the reason I want to get specific
They're
about this,
so confident in their, oh my god, they're so confident in their retardation. Dude, I feel like this guy has never been punched in the face before. He's giving me that fucking vibe. And I feel like he really wants to be.
That's the vibe I'm getting from him. Whether or not Trump actually enacted fascist policy, all of these things is because you guys, you can't sit on your shows and say, this guy's a fascist, he's an authoritarian, he's a dictator, he's a threat.
I'll be right back, guys. Give me 1 second. Sorry, I'm back. Apparently,
It's democracy.
I got Chipotle,
and they give us
motherfuckers.
nothing. Just like, oh, he used some hyperbole about
He
the
just
media.
talked about examples.
Tried to stay in office despite losing an election.
Yeah, okay, hang on. We'll get to that stuff in a second. Right now, we're talking about something else. We're talking about the media. Calm down, Spursley.
Oh
Calm down,
my
Spursley.
But Andrew, like, that's
this
just a
guy, I
misrepresentation.
want to choke him so bad. What happened? Thank you.
Of our position. You said that we give you nothing. We're giving you specific things that he did, which
Not with the no. You made this claim that Trump has done bad things to the media. He wants to pull their license. He wants to take something away from.
Threatened to do those things.
Where has he done them?
So do you think that it's acceptable unless he follows through on?
Yeah, I think that
Where
hyperbole is
has
fine. I
he
think
done
that,
them? Bro, he just banned TikTok. Well, they just... TikTok would not be banned right now if it wasn't for him. I want to state that, right? Even though he just passed an executive order to keep that shit alive for 75 more days, and it's a shell of its former self, they resurrected that shit like a fucking zombie. He started that. He started that. And his fucking first lady, Elon Musk, in conjunction with him, have been controlling X with a fucking mirage of AI bots. And on top of that, he's on his way to doing more crazy shit towards other social media platforms. He is about to, I'm pretty sure we're gonna see this very fucking soon, revoke fucking licenses from news sources or do some dumb shit like that. And on top of all that, what I know he is going to do, and he's about to do that now, I think he had already passed an executive order for it, he's gonna make it illegal for these social media companies to label something as being misinformation, disinformation. And that's not control of a social media platform. That's not trying to enforce shit. They can't. Now we'll never be able to know unless we look into ourselves. We're always going to be wondering if the content that we had just seen was AI or some fake ass bullshit, right? Or the person that we just talked to is a fucking robot.
Presidents use hyperbole all the time. I think that
And he doesn't think that Trump has any effect on any of that. He's done
When you say
anything?
Trump's a fascist, I think that's hyperbole. Because I don't think you actually think he's a fascist. I think that you just think fascism means authoritarianism. You don't even know what the fuck it is. You don't care about it. Hang on.
This dude is out here telling us that he's going to protect free speech by making it illegal. He's going to illegalize certain words in effort to protect free speech.
I think you're actually using hyperbole when you're talking about fascism in general. So when Trump uses it, when Trump uses hyperbole, when Trump is speaking this way, Trump bad. When you're speaking this way, that's fine.
Andrew, you're a smart guy. You should be able to recognize meaningful differences between just a random schmuck and then the president.
Show me the
Number one. Number two.
Okay.
I don't think it's hyperbole at all. We're talking about specific things, specific examples of things that Trump has either done or threatened.
Fascism in general. So when Trump uses it, when Trump uses hyperbole, when Trump is speaking this way, Trump bad. When you're speaking this way, that's fine.
Andrew, you're a smart guy. You should be able to recognize meaningful differences between just a random schmuck and then the president.
Show me the
They flip-flop all the time between when they're talking about like just anybody and then like somebody of importance, right? So for the left, you know, when they're always criticizing people on the left, it's either they're saying something along the lines of, oh, this guy fucking shit. That dab I just took a while ago just hit me in 2 seconds. Oh my god, wait, what did he just say again?
I think you're actually using hyperbole when you're
Oh
talking about...
yeah, no, now I know, I remember. They'll always say some shit along the lines of, oh, all the people and the left, all the Democrats and the Democratic Party are pushing for the support of like crazy transsexual stuff, right? That's what they'll always say. But then when you ask them, can you show me where some some politician of actual power or someone in the Democratic Party or someone, right, who's making moves has done any of this shit, has made any of that stuff manifest within their states, right? And they'll be like, well, I don't know, I can't think of one off the top of my head, but I do know I saw a TikTok post where some lady somewhere had done some weird shit like that, and you know, that's all I need as proof. That is such a fucking bullshit way of approaching logic with this stuff. Like, you know that random person has no effect on anything. Why do you care and are acting as if everybody is on board with that on the left? That everyone that's a politician or a leader or someone of importance is making moves and manifest that into
fascism
reality.
in general. So when Trump uses it, when Trump uses hyperbole, when Trump is speaking this way, Trump bad. When you're speaking this way, that's fine.
Andrew, you're a smart guy. You should be able to recognize meaningful differences between just a random schmuck and then the president.
Show me the
That's
meaning.
number one. Number two, I don't think it's hyperbole at all. We're talking about specific things, specific examples of things that Trump has either done or threatened to do.
Like he said, Zuckerberg should be in prison now. Zuckerberg's implementing policies that are more friendly to him.
So let me ask you guys a question. We're talking about threats, and Andrew asked about what he had done. Do you think if Donald Trump threatened to kill an American, that would be fascistic?
Well, fascistic?
Well, I mean, like, so
We're gonna,
I know it's really
stupid ass question is that?
You're gonna try to go somewhere. I want to stay focused because
no one's allowed to talk early.
No one's allowed to talk early. I'm trying to advance the conversation by asking a question to clarify.
I'm gonna go back to what we were talking about.
You guys said he's threatening the media. Andrew said that he hasn't actually done it. So I'm trying to say, what if it was a more extreme threat that wasn't just I'll pull the license? What if Trump said he would kill an American citizen? Would the threat of killing an American, in and of itself, without the action of doing it, be fascistic? And this is for.
Oh my God, he doesn't know what fascism means. They none of these people at this table understand what fascism means. They're saying shit like that. They have no fucking clue what it is. They have no clue what it is. If you can't tell the difference between fascist actions and psychomaniac killer actions, like, what the fuck are you even asking these questions for? What are you even doing criticizing anybody for using that word? You don't even know what the fuck it means. You don't even know what the fuck it means. It doesn't mean somebody doing something bad that I don't like. It doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean that. It means someone who's in power, a leader, right, is trying to seize the central control of that country amongst themselves. And they're trying to do so with propaganda, limiting of free speech, control of education, with a whole bunch of fucking crazy shit like police that are only meant to enforce these laws and make sure that you're completely loyal to the leader, right? All these things are very, very much fascistic. Controlling social media, controlling the news to make sure that they never post anything wrong about you. That's fascistic. Killing a kid? That's not inherently fascistic. You could say that maybe a fascist person or a leader has killed a kid, but that's not those things don't have anything to do with each other. He knows
like he's gonna.
Like if Trump said, "I'm gonna shoot a guy on Fifth Avenue," I'm gonna go do it right now. My point being, threatening to take legal action, we can argue whether, like, it seems kind of a legalese question. So I'm trying to shift it to, let's talk about an extreme action Trump could threaten.
Well, I still haven't gotten an explanation of how it's acceptable to try to block the peaceful transfer of power from Andrew, which is what I keep saying. You brought up the fascism word. I said, hey, I get that people get real bogged down, which is why I've had hours of discussions about that particular term. I came here interested to see if MAGA figures could defend the actual actions, not the label, but the actions. And I'm yet to hear you walk through any of them. We're getting a little bit to the specific of the media, so I appreciate that. But so to answer your question, him trying to induce a feeling of fear among the media as it's working with his rhetoric, with clear intentions, some of which he didn't actually get done the last time, but like he wanted.
Let me explain why I asked the question.
And I'm still waiting on either of them.
So here's why I asked the question about killing an American specifically.
Obama, I know.
No, it's because whether or not the government can pull a license is a legal question over whether or not they violated a public license, and so you guys are then arguing outside of the actual confines of a legal issue. Which so let's make it definitively an issue of illegal or legal.
Or we could talk about what Trump is.
Dude, why? You have no idea what the fuck fascism
If you want to debate whether or not they can or can't, that's a legal procedural question.
You understand you can have the governmental power to do something, but how you leverage it for the
this is why I tried shifting away to something more direct, like killing somebody. A threat to kill somebody is a direct question.
Again, the government can kill people.
The government can kill people.
Right, so that's what I'm saying. Like, to me, this belies the point of, like, this idea that it can't be authoritarian or can't be fascist if it is within the technical legal confines of the federal government. That's
not the point I'm making.
Of course, which is why, again, the semantics would be really important here to clarify what we mean when we say fascist.
Fucking, oh my god, dude. Oh, this guy doesn't. He doesn't mess with the retardation. He never fucking misses. He always hits it. Every single fucking statement out of this guy, I feel like I'm getting my brain fucking smushed. It feels like I'm getting blasted in the face with something out of the screen. Oh my god, how have we gotten here?
This idea
Please
that
tell
it can't
me
be authoritarian
how.
or can't be fascist
Get
if
me
it is
out of
within
here.
the technical legal confines of
Get
the
me
federal
out of
government.
here.
Which is why, again, the semantics would be really important here to clarify what we mean when we say fascist.
No one's bringing that up.
Yeah, I'm bringing it up, Berkeley.
We're giving you specific.
But doesn't actually tell me what we mean by this.
Sure, it makes for great clips, but we don't need the ad hominems.
So fucking dumb. And in reference to what Tim Pool's talking about, why the fuck are you gonna make judgments on whether or not something's fascistic if it falls within the parameter of the laws? It doesn't make any sense. The government, they have control of the laws. If they make laws where it's legal to kill somebody, right? It doesn't matter. That question doesn't fucking matter anymore. It doesn't matter anymore. What? It's not. We're not looking to see if the government doing something illegal is not fascism. That's not fascism. There's more to that. That might happen in a fascist government, but that's not the definition for a fascist action or any of that matter. Like, what the fuck is this guy talking about?
You're calling him sparkly. We don't need to do that.
Oh, well, boring. I made the conversation.
I don't think you're boring.
I'm not. I just thought the conversation was getting.
And he is boring. So, but anyway.
Call me out, whatever.
I'm actually happy to dive into this. You say that I'm avoiding your questions. I'm not. First of all, I'll answer them directly. Sure. It's well within Trump's rights, even if it was. Let's just say we're right. Let's just say I grant it. It's within his rights to set alternative electors. He's well within his rights to do that. Tell me why that's even wrong.
Are people being prosecuted in states for participating in this
It's
scheme?
illegal.
It's fake electors.
It's fucking illegal. That's why it's wrong. Why would you? We're just talking about the fucking government doing something illegal. Even by Tim Pool's dumb fucking definition, he would still be fascist.
And also, wait, I got a question.
What is going on?
Law prescribe morality?
No, wait, you said the right. You mean legal right or moral right? Oh, sorry.
No, man. So I thought the question.
So what's actually wrong with it?
So
why is it even problematic?
Because he didn't win the election.
So let's just say he did.
Okay, well then agreed.
Stop, Fergie.
Oh, what do you mean? No. How could you say this so smugly? I don't understand. Are you so fucking confident in yourself? What the fuck?
I have a back and forth for 2 seconds.
I mean,
without you nipping my
this is
heels.
interesting that we're even on this. Like, the election was stolen, guys. That is
Bro,
why.
shut the fuck up! You barely interacted in this entire conversation. What the fuck?
Actually, the 2020
you have nothing to
election.
offer here.
I mean, I'd like to just dive into this.
You're over here telling us that you love fascism.
That's two different factors here. I mean, I wrote it down. We got the mail-in ballot fraud,
that was a pretty sleek move there.
Minion voting
Everything's
systems,
a fucking
vote counting
joke.
observers, late-night ballot dumps, ballot harvesting, double voting, foreign interference, improper voter registration practices, manipulation by poll workers, geolocation data, surveillance footage, whistleblowers, vulnerabilities in election laws, suppression of the Hunter Biden laptop. I mean, what else? I mean, I think anyone with any common sense would understand. Because we're talking about the fascism, and he challenged the election, all this other stuff. Let's talk about why he challenged it. It was
because he lost.
No, because it was stolen.
Right.
It was stolen. There's a multitude of evidence to show that the 2020 election,
there
there was some type of interference to some degree. There's a multitude.
Which court he was able to demonstrate that in?
Pennsylvania on the lower court ruled on the merits that they
It was
violated.
like a procedural, but not.
No, it was actual hearing where
talking about.
the judge said that the Constitution of Pennsylvania was violated by the implementation of universal mail-in voting. The Supreme Court overturned the rule.
And he
Well,
just
that's the higher court, right? So we should probably.
Well, so he asked me which court.
Conservative.
did I say?
Right, I understand, but I assume he's referring to like a court's verdict or a court's.
And you
ruling,
just
which
listed a
actually
bunch of like you brought up geolocation data. That was in like 2,000 mules, and they had to admit.
Yeah, but the reason this is a terrible argument, different factors.
The reason this is a terrible argument is because if I say, okay, well, then who got prosecuted for insurrection? You'll say, well, just because they weren't prosecuted for insurrection doesn't mean it wasn't an insurrection.
No,
It's
I'm
like,
saying,
oh, okay, great.
claims, not
Just
just
because, well, hang on, Luke. Well, just because he wasn't able to demonstrate that the election was stolen in a court because they threw most of it out on standing doesn't mean it wasn't stolen. It just means that we had a bunch of judges who went after it on standing.
What
but we have
kind of mental gymnastics? It's crazy. They need no amount of evidence whatsoever to determine something if it makes the left look bad. None. They could just pretend like it might be out there despite everyone looking for it, right? But to show that Trump is bad or that they might be bad, it would take an insurmountable level of evidence, something that not even God or Jesus Christ himself can conjure up. It's literally impossible because they just don't want to accept their accountability for any of this shit.
There is a lot of evidence here that should be looked at. I'm not saying it was stolen. It's not my
How
position.
could you? You are saying it's stolen, you fucking rat bastard. You fucking are not just implying it, you're suggesting it right now. You think it was stolen. You literally just try to convince everyone at the table that we should believe it was stolen, despite the fact that we don't have any evidence for it. What? Do you know that the reason why the Syrian protest started was because of anarchists? Oh shit, that's dope. I did not know. I did not know.
I'm saying that
These people are not government. These people are sycophantic, fucking grifting pieces of human garbage. All they care about is making money and benefiting off of Trump supporters, and also avoiding the fucking iron fists of Donald J. Trump if they were to ever speak out against his fucking movement or whatever. Like, they may be talking about the government, and yes, the government's fucking corrupt as shit or whatever, but fucking hell, the way that they carry water for all this horrible shit, it makes it so difficult for us to fight back. It makes it so difficult for us to make anything actually happen, man. It's so frustrating because we can never, ever, ever, not once agree on reality. We just fucking can't. And it's driving me, it's absolutely driving me nuts, dude. It's actually driving me crazy. Omar Aziz is the name of a prominent Syrian anarchist who kickstarted the Syrian protests when they kicked off the civil war. Nice. Power to him. Guy's a legendary figure, I can imagine. I don't know, we're gonna need something a lot more powerful than anarchism over here to do anything. Anarchism has existed in the United States for a while. There's a lot of people who support it. I had a lot of friends who were into it. But this dude, this is something that not even a nuclear bomb could break through. I don't even, honestly have no clue. This is stronger than Captain America's shield right now.
Because it never properly was.
Being investigated.
No,
you don't have to deal with reality if you ignore it and pretend it's not there. That's the genius of all this, right? All this stupidity. The plan is genius. It's
he should
disgusting.
Actually run a real investigation into it. I think that the idea that, well, Trump, so Biden takes the White House, that there was a legitimate investigation done by the Biden administration.
Yeah, he's not just doing that, but he's also about to start drilling more. He's just going to start, you know, trying to harvest resources from the environment, which is why he's trying to force California to take its water from its natural resources, its fragile ecosystems, right? He's just trying to undo all the environmentally friendly stuff in favor for hardcore industrialism and the ravishing of our natural resources, right? And it's so dumb because like even for something like solar power, why would you want to shut that down? That's free energy from the sun. It's cheap as fuck. It's clean as fuck. Why would you want to shut it down? It's because he thinks dumb shit. Like it's making the birds schizophrenic. Like when he fucking he's shutting down. He shut down already with an executive order the wind farms, the wind fans generate energy off the coast. He shut them down. Why? Because he thinks that the wind blades are creating like a sonic wave that makes the whales and dolphins fucking crazy and schizophrenic as well, and that it's actually destroying the environment somehow, which is, it's absolutely ridiculous. You know, it's ridiculous. He actually probably believes that stuff. I'm not gonna lie. He actually genuinely probably believes all this crazy nonsense. I'm sure not all of it does he believe, but I'm pretty sure he's bought into it all, and he doesn't care if he's right or wrong. He doesn't have to be.
For the guy he could have lost
the
to.
beauty of his position where he's at right now, he could just determine that something is real.
Ridiculous.
That's the kind of power that this guy has. He determines it's fucking real. It's gonna be real in the minds of all his followers.
Way because Trump's position was before the election, it's stolen, it's rigged.
Well,
and during it, like
that's a fair criticism. I just think that you have enough third-party people which can be approached who could investigate this in a way in which it was fair.
They hired like third-party groups, like was it Cyber Ninjas?
They weren't first of all, they weren't able to subpoena a lot of the evidence that they wanted. They had a lot of the circuit courts throw things out on standing. I do not think that this was a legitimate investigation, and there are some things that should be investigated. For instance, it's not a secure election to have people just dropping ballots.
He doesn't think that the investigation that was carried out by Trump's own appointees is valid. He doesn't think that any of the... I could fill up my whole apartment with the amount of evidence that there was an attempt to steal this election and that this was an insurrection. Again, it's not enough. It never will be enough. Whole different reality, whole different ball game, whole different type of fucking wavelength. Dude, and they're completely out of reach now. It's like aliens came and abducted them and fucking left the galaxy with them.
That's insanity.
Yeah, but respectfully, Andrew, like subpoenas and standing, these things are like valid legal constructs. Like you have to meet like probable cause for a subpoena. If you don't have probable cause to get a subpoena, then that's on you. And if you don't have standing to bring a case, then again, that's on you. Like
the problem is that...
Are you saying...
Hang on, it's an allocate... Can I answer one question at a time, dude?
Let you.
Bro,
just like literally
you are always not letting him talk. This guy is so slimy. He's like this all the time in all of his conversations. Constantly making himself sound like a fucking idiot, constantly contradicting himself while being such a smug, confident asshole. while simultaneously being wrong about everything.
I think that it's fine, and I think you bring up a valid point, but I think when you have a Justice Department, you can instruct your Justice Department how to prioritize different situations. I think it's fine for Trump to say, listen, I still think that there was foul play in this election, and even if there wasn't, let's just decide it once and for all. Let's get it figured out once and for all, and instruct his Justice Department to begin investigating whether or not there was some type of foul play.
Reopen the case again? It's such a fucking lengthy thing. They're not gonna... Oh, he knows. He must know.
A guy named Kim Haas, I think in Arizona, hired independent. They got like cyber ninjas in Arizona.
Okay, so they already lost because they don't have the authority to properly do the investigation. You need federal agents, 1811s, FBI special agents to do the case. That's how it goes.
Trump's administration was the one investigating it that then came back to Trump and enraged him by saying we can't find any evidence. And
because they don't have the authority to properly do evidence.
This is what you're going to do.
FBI agents.
They went out. His administration went out with the feeling and the vibe that they would 100% find something. They came back to Trump basically crying because they're like, fuck, we can't find anything. What do we do? What more do you want? What more do you want? Oh, I know what more you want. Ha, I know exactly what he wants. He wants them to fucking lie and make it up. If they can't find it, just fucking lie, right? Yeah, that'll work. This dude at this table does not actually believe that they'll find anything if they open it up again. That's
until the end of time is say there's never been enough investigations, or you could admit all the available evidence doesn't prove. So
let's advance to the election.
We can okay. So yeah, so don't just keep moving forward. You have to admit that of the investigations that have been done and all the evidence that we've gathered.
The last thing I want to add on this, dude, like to me, it's like, what about the standard? Did you call for investigations since 2016? What about 2024? Should Democrats, the next time they're in power, like forensically audit, the 2024 election? Would you be satisfied?
They do ask for these things.
So then we're off of that. So, but do you agree?
Well, I've got a topic for you guys based on what you have asked. So I want to ask a question. So one of the things that kicked this off was you guys asked about Trump's threats to the media.
Yeah.
Recently, Mark Zuckerberg went on the Joe Rogan podcast and said that he was getting phone calls from the Biden administration screaming and cursing at him, and that they were effectively pressured into censoring information. One of these stories in particular, Mark Zuckerberg said that the feds went to him and said there will be information on Hunter Biden. This will be Russian disinformation. Knowing that they were pressuring and screaming at them, Facebook ultimately removed this story, which according to a few pollsters, they believe, did swing the election by a few, or swing public opinion on Trump by a few points. I'm curious your guys' thoughts on that story.
I was just to say, if there's like any evidence that the Biden administration threatened Facebook to like censor disinformation, that's fucked up, and I would condemn it wholeheartedly, 100%. But so number one, I think Zuckerberg was asked about this by, was it Rogan? It was like, do you have any evidence or any recordings? He was like, no, unfortunately. And to me, the other thing I really want to emphasize here, every administration, including Trump's, engaged with social media to like intelligence agencies to like say, hey, this might be a potential terroristic threat, this might be a violation of national security, this might violate your own TOS. Number one. And number two, I recall during the Twitter Files congressional hearing, we found out that even on petty shit, that the Trump administration reached out to Twitter to ask them to remove a tweet by Chrissy Teigen, John Legend's wife, because she called him a pussy ass bitch. Like, there's never like a perfectly demarcated line, but I expect that there's going to be engagement between social media and the intelligence agencies of every administration. But when you're asking people to take down tweets because you refer to the president as a pussy ass bitch, that's weak.
So let me respond to this.
Yeah, but if they against him,
dude, I don't just calm down. You'll get a chance. So anyway, to respond to this, I think you make some valid points, but there's some there that aren't really valid. So yeah, sure. So let's say someone in the Trump administration or even Trump himself is like, hey, can you take this tweet down? I don't like it. It hurts my feelings, right? Fine. You can condemn it. You can say, it's an abuse of power or something like this. Seems like a kind of vague abuse of power. But there's a distinction when Facebook is being contacted by the Biden administration to tell them to censor all anti-COVID vaccination information, period. To take those things down, to throw people off who are disseminating this information, this and that. He says, this is now narrative building. This is, I want you, this giant, enormous media outlet, to build the narrative that my administration wants. And I'm going to use the coercive power of my office to do it. There's a distinction, I think, between that and I don't like this tweet, take it down.
So, again, if that's exactly what happened, I'd probably be inclined to agree, but there's no evidence of that. The number one, it was
Zuckerberg saying
it. What I mean is, so again, it depends very much on the nature of the engagement between the government and Facebook. Again, if they threaten Facebook, if you don't take this down, there will be consequences or something like that, besides just requests or even strong requests. There's also a public health emergency at issue here. So even if you disagree with what the federal government under Donald Trump, by the way, because a lot of this happened in 2020, and under the Biden administration, if you disagree with why they were pressuring it, to me, because that line is not perfectly demarcated, it's more understandable why the federal government would be urging social media companies to crack down on disinformation they believe will kill people. Well, just let me finish. As opposed to the president of the United States, the most powerful man in the world, pressuring a social media company because a celebrity insulted him. That is indefensibly stupid.
Okay, first of all, there's far less. Let me finish our exchange, dude. You'll get a chance. You'll get a chance, dude. You'll get a chance. We're almost done with our exchange. Calm down. So anyway, look, this will be the last thing, okay, Luke, and then we'll take it over to you. Anyway, this is called rational discussion. I know it's hard for you, but anyway, I think it's fine. I think it's fine to make the criticism. I don't want the president to call and asked to take down a tweet. Fine. Again, though, when you're talking about narrative building from the Justice Department, contacting Facebook itself, trying to construct a narrative, how much more fascistic can you get, authoritarianism can you get, then there's a counter narrative out here about COVID. There's a counter narrative here about some of the therapeutics. And by the way, Zuckerberg has since said some of the things that they were saying on the counter side were true. And they were asking us to take these things down. And we complied. And it's like, that's pretty fascistic. That's pretty authoritarianism.
Let me throw in one thing before we jump to Luke. I actually personally don't care for either story, COVID vaccine stuff. It's big, I get it, and targeting someone because they're personally mean to is like actually kind of worrying. The more concerning thing to me that often is missed was the censorship of Eric Charamella, which just by saying that name, YouTube might delete the stream. When
Say it then. Shit, this is why I came all this way.
Yeah,
sorry. I say Eric C.
Let's do the broadcast. When an employee of the CIA, I believe it was an employee, but when someone working with the CIA released.
I'm gonna continue watching this, but I'm gonna eat while I do it. Gandalf says there's an untapped market for lib left pawns. Is there really? Really? It's kind of cool. It's actually kind of interesting. I wonder how that'll get filled and what that will look like when it does.
Release information.
Thank you.
That resulted in the impeachment of Donald Trump, and the Real Clear Investigations released the report that the individual had been identified by as Eric Charamella. Every major social media platform, I think Twitter did not do this at the time, would censor any information with that name without warning, without a strike, just simply remove it. So I think when we look at the censorship of big tech, we can talk about public information like COVID vaccines. It is particularly worrying to me that Facebook, in all of this, especially with the story, they had a portal made for the feds to report quote-unquote misinformation. We're actively censoring stories of deep political merit, and they still have never accounted for it or answered for it.
Yeah, so let me
Zuckerberg says he was coerced. He said he felt coerced.
I'm about to start eating.
As Josiah and I mentioned, we're not really interested in being blindly partisan as some folks are, and so if you have an example of the Biden administration crossing the line, we'll just denounce it. Strange that you want to do the same with Trump, which is part of what I'm trying to flesh out here. But whenever the case was brought to the Supreme Court relating to some of this with Facebook, you might remember, and they ended up ruling against the plaintiffs who were saying they were unfairly censored because of the government being involved. And one of the things they found out was that the social media platforms.
Yeah, there's that libertarian socialist society in Syria called Rojava, and there are punks in Indonesia that are the most populated Muslim country. There are anarchists in Turkey, etc. Why do you think there's not anyone filling in those shoes? Why do you think there's not a lot of good push for it? Is there like just lack of social media understanding or access? Or
long before government was asking anything on COVID misinfo, already was implementing a term of service stuff on that. And you can have an issue with that. And in this new world where we have these platforms, all this power, we're going to be grappling over what the right term of service, probably not no terms of service, but certain rules, but we can all disagree on how that's structured. But whether or not it's like a violation of the First Amendment relating to the government getting involved, got slapped down by the Supreme Court because there's just not the evidence that the platforms felt coerced. Because you will look at the percentages, even in portals like this one, where they would say, hey, we think this violates your term of service, and the platforms would go, no, it doesn't. And they would say no, and then the government would go, all right, what's
this is new. Censorship in general is a problem.
Well, this is new stuff. What we're talking about now. Come on. This is new stuff which is coming out. Zuckerberg whistleblowing about
lack of dedicated strategic. Okay, that makes sense. And these guys' idea of fucking censorship is like just being told that what you're posting is fake, is actually fake and not real. Like that's their idea of censorship. Or being banned from the platform because you were spreading like Nazi hatred and shit. That you're just literally being an asshole. You're DDoSing people. You're doing some shit that violated the terms of service, and then they'll start crying about how their free speech is being fucking taken advantage of. It was like when the election was happening. There were so many people crying and complaining about how they weren't allowed to wear a fucking MAGA hat and have a megaphone screaming like hail Trump," while they're at the voting booths. Like they fucking had a panic attack. Even though it's been the law across the country for over 100 years at this point, all of a sudden it's being brought into question because they think that their free speech is being taken advantage of. Your free speech doesn't mean you can say whatever the fuck you want whenever the fuck you want. It just means that the government is not going to be able to persecute you and throw you into fucking jail or do some shit to you because you're saying certain words. That's what that is. All they had to ask those people to do was they can come back, they just can't be wearing that shit. That's all they did. They didn't say that you can't, not only can you not come back, but you're about to go to fucking jail. That's the type of shit that they were acting like. They don't understand the difference between that. And welcome Atari. Hail Trump is crazy, Nazi type shit. No, really, I mean, isn't that what they're doing? I don't see that being much different. You're out here talking, they out here talking about how he's the fucking greatest. He's gonna say that they're following him to the ends of the earth. They're gonna fight and die for him. I mean, and now Elon Musk is out here just straight up doing the salute. So they're fucking straight up gonna be saying Sieg Heil to fucking Trump. Sieg Heil Trump. That's what these motherfuckers are. They're lining up. I hope you're doing well today, Matari, by the way. Everything's going good. I don't know if you heard about the raids that have already started, the ICE raids, and how they're going to be targeting churches, schools, very soon. They already grabbed a military veteran and a Puerto Rican who was a citizen, because all Puerto Ricans are citizens, and it makes me worry because I'm Puerto Rican, and on top of that, it happens in the town that I grew up in. That's the crazy part about it, is I grew up in that town. I lived there for most of my life, right? And it happened there, so close to, I guess, my home, like my old home or whatever. But now I feel justified in being worried about people who are near someone that's getting deported and grabbed up, also being grabbed up and facing either deportation or some fucked up shit, right? I feel very justified, and I hate that I was right about that. I really do. I hate that I was right about that. I really wish I wasn't. Musk doing this salute had a hilarious backlash, specifically from Germany. Germany's taking out everything that involves Musk from museums and other. Oh fuck yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. Germany always been on top of it, like post, World War II and all that kind of shit. They've been pretty on top of it with quelling out Nazi stuff, Hopefully you and your girlfriend don't get affected by this. I hope not. We might see Arab Spring 2.0. Hopefully it's better than the last. I hope so too. I really do. I hope that whatever radical change happens for progressive movements in the future, I hope they happen successfully with as least bloodshed, as much. Basically, I don't want any, but can't always get what we want, but as peacefully as possible, right?
Out a bunch of stuff we did not previously know. Right. You're referencing stuff that has come out, multiple years ago. What I'm saying to you specifically here is that there's no way for you to say, if you're going to say Trump is an authoritarian, he's evil, he's there to curtail the media, this type of thing. If the Biden administration's working in tandem, their Justice Department, trying to be coercive to Mark Zuckerberg to censor off information, specifically from conservatives, by the way, they were the ones who were mostly trying to give a counter narrative on the COVID-19 stuff.
Not this argument again. Not this fucking shitty argument. Oh my god. Oh my god. I feel like his words, they target my spinal cord right here. Like right fucking here. Every time he says something just so fucking stupid, I feel like I just got stabbed right here. It hurts. It fucking hurts. Ain't it crazy when the country that fought yours because your leader at the same time was a terrible and horrific human being, that the country won a war, then about a century later succumbed to the same shit? Yep. It's sad. It's sad. It doesn't make sense to me when I think about, that's not the only place in the world with experiencing something like that, right? For example, because we want to talk about Germany and all that shit that they've done, take a look at the Jewish people now in Israel, in terms of Netanyahu and stuff, come full circle, somehow very much reflective of the people who persecuted them in the first place, It's like, I think the problem is we all underestimated how prevalent those ideologies were, right? After World War II, we probably underestimated how many people are still pretty much into this kind of shit, right? We underestimated that they will have kids, and those kids will have kids, and those kids will talk to other kids, and then, the ideology will never really die out, but I think we underestimated how powerful it is and how insidious it is as well, because it grew very slowly and infected very slowly and spread. But now we're just seeing how bad it has reached, right? It's spread through the whole system essentially. Now where the fascist communism will rise again. Oh, excuse me. I know it sounds far-fetched, but I really do believe there'll be lib-left politics rising up. I know, I believe you. I honestly do. I feel like it's just a matter of time. It really is. Considering how the flux and flow of civilizations could be in terms of government, society, beliefs, fucking philosophy, all that kind of shit. It's only a matter of time. I don't think they're gonna stay the same forever. Nothing ever does.
Different political stuff. The J6.
By the way, off topic. This taco has so much spicy shit in it. Like they heavy-handed the spicy shit. I took one bite and I felt like I was going to die.
Stuff. He said he was approached by the DOJ on all of these different things, and so was Facebook. It sounds like they're trying to create a narrative within one of the largest social media company platforms, which is out there, which benefits their administration. How much more authoritarian can you get than that?
And they banned Trump off everything right after.
Yeah,
like they banned him. He got nuked
That was
off
while
the
Trump was
internet.
president. That was while Trump was president. Number one, but just real.
Are they gonna say the laptop shit too? Did he say it already? Are they gonna say the laptop shit? They overreact. They act so oppressed. They act like the whole country was literally ruled by the supreme dictator overlord Biden. Because Twitter, no, I'm sorry, was it Facebook or Twitter? I don't even remember anymore. It was one of them, because one of these social media platforms for less than 24 hours decided not to post fucking private, fucking sensitive information that hasn't been scooped through or evaluated yet at all. Only for less than 24 hours. So many of them misremember this shit too. They all believe it was like fucking months to over a year that they weren't able to post about it. Like, what the fuck? It's gonna be wild seeing the West turn right-wing authoritarian while the Islamic world turns. It's gonna be weird. Isn't that weird? It's already wild seeing how the United States is like shifted from not trusting Russians at all to wanting to be their best friend and shit. MAGA is just a disguised version of Nazi smile. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's the neo-Nazis.
Real quick on this. So this, yes, he's referencing a Supreme Court case, which could you agree? You're right that the Zuckerberg revelations are relatively recent. Yeah. But I mean, here's my question. Sure. Do you trust Mark Zuckerberg? Here's the reason why. I know you don't, Tim. I know that. So I think it's important because a lot of people who even now are happy that Zuckerberg is adopting a more MAGA posture, for example, they don't trust him. They call him a fair weather friend because wherever the political winds blow. Is it possible, especially because as far as I know, he's not produced any corroborating evidence, that he's bullshitting just to try to ingratiate himself with you?
Yeah, so you have a couple of problems here, which is what would his motivation actually be to do this? So
what?
So to be fair,
bro, he has all the motivation in the world, especially when you have Trump fucking threatening to shut you down. First administration, another flashback. He's out here talking about how he's gonna sue him for billions of dollars and shut Facebook down because they weren't bending the knee to his fucking his ideology of how social media should be, because he's accusing them of infringing on free speech and all this kind of shit. He has every reason to want to work with them. He's a president now. He doesn't want to start getting threats thrown at him again that are baseless, as well as he can make money, as well as avoid persecution from the criminal laws if he's breaking any laws, because he's not buddies with Trump. He wants the same benefits as fucking Elon. He has everything to gain. He has everything to gain from doing this. How could you think that he has nothing, that there's no good reason for him to do this shit? So fucking stupid. I can't wait for America to start taking over Canada, Mexico, and a lot of countries, then Greenland and Iceland, right? We're gonna go back to conquesting shit. That's nuts. We're literally gonna pull a Hitler and start invading our neighbors. That's crazy. I can't wait for the inevitable new Axis powers, being America, Russia, and China. Bad news being who the hell would fight us? The Allies. I'd imagine they don't have the military strength for that. Unfortunately not. I'm sorry. They're already divided as is, right? Europe I'm talking about. Even though they have the European Union, they seem to have a lot of disagreements on how to be unified. So, I don't think they got the military to really fight against just America's alone, let alone a Russia-China competitive, like, combination, you know? That's nightmare fuel to even think about. That's just fucking nuts. Anarchist social caliphate. You guys have the army? You guys have the fucking, you know, us as the United States of America, we have UFO technology, right? We have laser beams from outer space. We got drones that shoot mind waves that'll melt your brain from the inside, right? We got a lot of shit that's gonna be really hard to fight against. I don't think America, Russia, and China will team up. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying they actually will. It's just like a I don't know, not exactly a joke, but it's a future that no longer seems too far-fetched. It's hypothetical. Yeah. I at this point, and the reason why I say it doesn't seem too far-fetched, because at this point there's so much shit that's happening that I honestly never even thought would happen, even despite the fact that I was always kind of doomer-pilled and expected the worst-case scenario. I never thought it would take this shape. I never thought I would see a day where America had just completely flipped on its, like, view of the rest of the world, on its stereotypes against, like, Russia and stuff like that. Just never thought that. So now I'm always gonna be fucking shocked and awe. It could happen, but I think they will fight each other, even if same ideology. Eventually they'll probably fight each other, but who knows though, if some power plays get played out, some power moves, you know, start working out for some people, if someone ends up being a fucking madman genius, who knows, you know? Especially when you're so good at propaganda and getting people to believe shit. Russia is definite possible candidate for new Axis power because how much... Yeah, like, that's a good example, right? Trump definitely is influenced by Putin very easily. Like, he is swayed to do certain things by Putin very often. And it also seems like he may have been receiving financial support indirectly from that. I mean, for example, right, we have this motherfucker that we're watching right now, Tim Pool, who it was confirmed that he accepted like a lot, I want to say at least $1 million of payout money from a Russian propaganda source to push Russian ideology. And Trump has listened to Tim Pool. He's a very big person on the right, you know. A lot of the stuff that these people end up regurgitating out on their show is stuff that Trump himself has said or spread online himself, right? We've always been at war with East Asia. Yeah. Well,
do I trust Zuckerberg?
Time's changing, bro.
No, of course not. I don't trust any of these tech giants. That includes Elon Musk. I don't trust him either. But
cheers, man.
You don't trust him, why are you
right?
sucking his
People
dick?
do have motivations for the things they do. What would Zuckerberg's motivation be in expressing? And by the way, he began expressing this before he knew what the outcome of the new election was going to be. Even okay, he was expressing this before that.
Yeah, but he didn't like drop like any of these sort of like.
So the thing is like, what is his motivation here for explaining that the Department of Justice is reaching out and trying to censor various conservative content, except that he wants to be freed from the yoke of governments approaching Facebook and doing this because it creates all sorts of problems for him in his market, right? He actually has more of an incentive to tell the truth about this than he does to
cause no problems. He was 100% willing to work with them.
Why?
Well, I don't know if you lie. I'm just saying, like, there seems to be, even on the MAGA side, an understanding that he has a credibility issue, number one. Number two, as far as I know, he's not corroborated any of these claims, which perhaps he will in the future. And number three, I think that he would have an incentive to say these things.
They're like speaking on his behalf at this point. They literally are. He never even said this shit. Why are they saying this shit? I'm not entirely sure about China. Maybe North Korea instead. That'd be crazy too. Yeah, I guess those are like the two people he's like try to be buddies with that he really likes the most. I mean, he saluted North Korea's army, remember? He loves North Korea.
For the election, given that Trump won, but even before...
North Korea, Russia, best friends right now. They're fighting the same war together. They have influence over Trump 100%. Never before in history has a president saluted an enemy army. He no longer considers that army an enemy.
When the outcome is in doubt, in order to, you actually said it yourself, to distance his social media company from any government intervention.
Yeah, but his incentive then would be to tell the truth about this. There could be, for instance, a guy like Zuckerberg has such a high profile, it would not surprise me if he was called in for congressional hearings, if they were running investigations into various forms of interference, things like this. He would need to actually have his story straight.
But he just said, like, but like that specific example, this big like headline explosive event where, you know, they called me on the phone and, you know, they were cursing us out. Rogan said, haha, those recordings would be sick. And he's like, no, we don't have any recordings. So he's almost making claims specifically that as of this moment, he can't possibly corroborate.
But the thing is, it's like, I'm not disputing that he can't corroborate those claims at the moment, right? And like you said, evidence could go out in the future. Right. What I'm saying to you is it's a matter of incentives. What's his actual incentive to lie versus telling the truth about this? Seems like he has more incentive to tell the truth about it than to lie about it.
He's self-preservation. He's doing this in line with donating, you know, Meta donating $1 million to
Trump's inaugural fund.
Trump's inaugural fund, and also speaking more positively about Trump, and also hiring Dana White, like doing a lot of things that will make Trump like him more. And Trump goes on video. Yeah, I think this is in response to my threats. And so my point about bringing up that case was, I think he's just blowing it out of proportion, because every time...
No, yeah, surely you give a shit about that.
I'm about to respond when he's done.
Yeah.
Every time it's been sort of, there's been a chance to prove that there's this coercion going on. They can't, which is why I brought up the thing. He is bringing like new versions of the allegations, but they're just overinflated versions of what they were saying before, which they can't prove, because in reality, unless something crazy comes out, that's not really the phenomenon that's taking place. But I do want to just note that
I had to wipe some of the taco stuff off me. And no time in history before this year has an American with political and economic influence saluted an enemy army that we personally helped defeat. Yes, no time before. Very first time. And you know what? MAGA loved it. They thought it was the shit.
Both Josiah and I
thought it was the shit and the piss
constantly that we can criticize.
Let's talk about that.
I'm curious, and this is why we came.
Hang on,
you can
before
defend
you shift it,
Trump's thing.
Before you shift it, I want to respond.
We just gave a very
briefly.
I want to give you guys the final point on this topic before we move on. So if you want to hit it, or
I want to hit it real quick, and then
I'll go after you.
Okay, so listen. Sure. I watched your coverage of what you just talked about when you were talking about Trump threatening Zuckerberg, right? You were reading, or you were watching CNN pundits who were discussing this, and they left the critical part out, and so did you. Interestingly enough, which is where Trump said, if he's guilty of crimes, if he's guilty of crimes, that was the actual tweet. If he's guilty of crimes, then we will take action. You left all of that out.
Oh no.
Yeah. Oh no, you did.
Right.
You did. You left it all out.
And I know we're gonna move on, but just so you know, that's what Trump says every time. Obviously, if MSNBC.
Yeah, you left it off. You left it out on purpose.
Well, he didn't just say take action. He said imprison him for life. Man,
if he was guilty of crimes,
shouldn't he be guilty of crimes?
Oh no! Did the president say if you're guilty of crimes, I'm going to imprison you? Oh my God!
Look at him.
Which crime?
He won't even let them respond because he knows that they have a solid response. He just wants to get the gotcha out there and then steamroll them so they can never have a response back to it.
It
doesn't matter if he was right or
because
wrong.
it doesn't change the argument. Yeah. I stand by what I said. Yeah. I'll note that he said if that's going to be his argument.
That's the crux, Luke. That's the crux. What's wrong with the president saying if you're guilty of crimes, I'm going to put you in jail?
Would you grant that premise for Trump's convictions? Trump is guilty of crimes.
You can never hear his response.
Falsifying business records, 34 counts. He was found guilty in court.
Oh my God.
No, wait, there we go. No, listen to me. But here's my point.
What's the point of this guy being there? What's the point of this fucking asshole being there, fresh and fit? He's literally contributed nothing to the conversation the entire time, except trying to make fucking cringy ass memes. It's not even funny. He's just trying to joke around. He thought he had a gotcha. It was the weakest shit I've ever seen. I feel like he spent the entire day trying to draft up that list of stuff that he believed might have had happened during the 2020 election.
Those charges are bullshit.
That's it.
But
that's all he had.
Oh, it's no big deal if he's guilty of crimes.
And if the president said, President Biden came out and said, if Trump's guilty of crimes, which he has, right, he should go to jail, which he has. Yeah, and you know what the liberals say? Hang on, the liberals go, yeah, absolutely.
I'll address this.
Because like, what are you talking about?
We can address this because there's a perspective issue. I think you make a good point that saying if someone's guilty of crimes, behind this view that there's a fear Trump will levy false crimes is a legitimate concern. The issue with the perspective is people do not believe Trump is legitimately guilty of crimes.
Sure.
And so the argument is that Trump is saying legitimately guilty of crimes, and the crimes that Trump has been charged with are illegitimate.
Yeah.
That's the perspective.
So we're saying
Well,
the
I
people
think
he chooses to
I don't
say
think
that
so.
about
I think the perspective
are people
here
he has political differences.
I think the perspective here is they're saying, isn't it, if Trump says this, shouldn't you hold the same standard with Democrats? But we do. Biden has said this multiple times. Biden has said, if Trump's guilty of crimes, he should go to prison. If this person is guilty of crimes, they should go to prison. Like they say it, you know what I mean? Like,
I'm not aware of Biden ever advocating on Trump.
But the Republicans never feel that way. They always say that they are that way, but they never do. They really never do. You said, sorry. I'm very angry. Very angry. Musk actually, legitimately, without a doubt, saluted Nazi propaganda and the stupid-ass disguised Nazi group. Went and cheered it on. You know, all the rest of the world, including the country where it originated from, booed and cringed. Yes. Not only did he do that salute, but then he carried on and acted like he didn't do anything, while simultaneously throwing out jokes that he did do something, right? He made a bunch of puns online on his posts talking about saying things like, I did not see that coming, or some shit like that. Like, of course he's a fucking Nazi. He knows exactly what he did. He knows exactly what he did. He's a piece of shit. Imagine this, the Islamic world turns left and we start to see liberal and leftist Americans moving to the Middle East. I don't know about that.
Guilt or innocence publicly, or
That'd be
saying that he
crazy.
should be in prison. My understanding
I'm
is
not
he's
sure
been
about that.
about as
That'd be
fastidious as a
a lot of
politician
shit
can
would
be,
have
maybe
to
there's some
happen.
exception, but I'm not aware of it.
Or
And
these
by the way,
people decide to get
Wait,
up.
do you think that Democrats, the entire
It's a lot
Democratic
of-
Party?
I want to say a lot of Americans, especially like people on the left, are very proud of this country, and I guess because it's ingrained in like America, like true Americanism and true patriotism, they'll probably stay here to fight, and they'll probably fight to the death for this place.
Whoa,
Biden too. Yes, Biden too.
We've been having a good thing here.
Yeah,
Come on.
Biden too. If it is the case,
Totally.
okay, that
You guys have actually had the better thing, I'll be honest
that
with you.
any of these people come out and say, if Donald Trump is guilty of, like, wouldn't you guys say that? If Donald Trump is guilty of crimes, he should go to prison?
Wait, yes.
Like, what do you mean?
Let me just lay a little framework here. I agree. Of course, the statement is uncontroversial. If someone's guilty of crimes and they're, of a certain level, they should go to prison, obviously.
Yeah.
But any person who unjustly imprisons people says that. And so we're saying, of the people Trump chooses to say they should be put in prison, or say they should be locked up, or say that they should be...
But you're not going to abandon it. Yeah, you don't have to actually fight, but you're going to do what you can to not abandon it. You're going to contribute to the cause in any way you can. Most people would be like that. I feel like it's ingrained in American patriotism. Like true American patriotism, not this bullshit, like whatever the fuck MAGA thinks that they're doing. They would 100% abandon this country in a fucking heartbeat. Something had happened.
Targeted by the government. It's a very specific set of people he chooses, which is when someone wrongs him politically, all of a sudden now he randomly mentions, if you're guilty of crimes, you should go to
Bro,
prison.
it's
When they're not
spicy
accused of
as
crimes,
fuck.
there's no reason to believe they've committed crimes. He'll just throw it out. Obviously, that would be his justification. Zuckerberg committed crime, but he's just saying that to scare him because there's no reason.
That's an interjection of an emotional state, not a provable one.
I don't see any difference between the...
All you're doing is interjecting your own... This is how I perceive it. I perceive that he's...
Oh my god, you're doing the same shit, you dumb fuck! Boom.
Zuckerberg committed crime, but he's just saying that to scare him because there's no reason.
He's telling... What Trump did was he threatened to shut him down and sue him because he made false allegations of crimes being committed. He said that there possibly might be crimes because we don't know. It's like a 50-50. He's just what he was saying, which it is with all things that you don't know, I guess, at that point, with like zero fucking data, right? Excuse me. But it doesn't need to be real crimes. That's where the crux of the issue is here. It could be fake. It can 100% be fake. He could make it up. Trump has enough power at this point to convince everyone that's fucking true. And that's what Mark Zuckerberg is afraid of. That's what I can imagine he's afraid of. That this future is going to be one where it doesn't matter if he's actually breaking the law or not. The problem is that he's not sycophantic to Trump, and that he's going to punish him for it in any way that he can. Just like he did with TikTok, and just like he will do moving forward. American patriotism is dying. It scares me. Yes, it's only found in the few people that actually understand what that means.
That's an interjection of an emotional state.
They actually understand the loss of life that was sacrificed in order to make this a reality, to make this human experiment where cultures from around the world can come together in the same place and try to coexist in society together. No one understands the level of shit and suffering that had to be committed, I guess, or done in order to make this possible. And when you don't understand that, you take it for granted. You take all this for granted. You don't understand what it means to be a patriot. You start to think what they think, where it's like, all I gotta do is wear American flag all the time. All I gotta do is say America, 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 and I'm a patriot. All I gotta do is have guns, drink beer, and do stupid shit, right? That's what American patriotism is. No. American patriotism is fighting tooth and nail for not just your freedom and your rights, but also for your fellow brother, right? For the people that surround you, for the society in which you participate and coexist in, right? Fighting for the rights of all to be able to coexist in the society with freedom, dignity, and the ability to have a life that brings them happiness, so long as it doesn't interfere and harm anyone else and their happiness. No one understands that anymore.
Not a provable one.
Not that many people understand anymore. I don't want to say no one understands it anymore. Not that many people do.
All you're doing is interjecting your own. This is how I perceive it. I perceive that he's politically targeting people because you're guilty of crimes.
Mr. President, I'll just again throw you a bone here because maybe there's something out there that I miss. I don't have an encyclopedic knowledge of Biden's, every statement he's made. If he ever adopted the same sort of posture that Trump did of like Fox News, a great example. They had to pay $787 million in the biggest defamation settlement in American history because it was very possible they would lose that case against Dominion. We've never seen anything like that in liberal media. Biden could have, by Trump's own logic, said, you know what? Fox just had to pay nearly $1 billion in a loyalty tithe to Donald Trump. We never sent MSNBC or CNN. You know what? I'm ordering my DOJ to investigate Fox News. And if Fox News executives are guilty of these things, we're going to throw them away for life or imprison them for life. Biden could have said that. He didn't. And if he did say it, that'd be super fucked up. Because I do think what you're describing...
secret subpoenas.
Well, what you're describing
would surprise me.
What you're describing as an anodyne statement, to me, it takes a sinister tone when it comes from a person in power.
By the way, a sinister tone. So it's an emotional state. Well,
obviously.
It's an emotional state.
I'm just saying that I would hold Biden to the same standard. If
he's not saying anything when he does that. He thinks he's saying something, but he's not. He's just trying to make it. I feel like that's an attack on the character. I feel like that's a very complicated ad hominem right there, where he's just trying to make it seem like the person that he's talking to, you could disregard everything that they're fucking saying because they're acting from an emotional and stable fucking place. That they're only doing this from a personal, introspective, fucking nonsensical mindset, which is bullshit. He's doing this so he doesn't have to engage with what they're saying. He doesn't even understand some of the words that he's saying. I bet you he's like, this motherfucker is using words I don't even get. Like
some of that shit.
Yeah. Let's jump to this next subject. Donald Trump is expected to sign, some reports say 100 executive orders in a single day. It's going to be nuts. Many of them pertain to drilling and energy. Joe Biden just banned drilling. They say
the nearshore?
The nearshore. That's going to be difficult to over.
Oh, so this is before he actually did all this.
I'm sorry, to overturn those orders, we don't know for sure. When Joe Biden first got in, he did two major things. He shut down Keystone, and he banned fracking on public land. Trump wants to reverse these things. So I'm curious your guys' thoughts.
Well, being soy liberals who believe in climate change, I would love to see a more, at least, diverse energy portfolio where we, try to embrace renewable energy as much as possible. I will just say that energy production under Biden achieved the highest levels in recorded history, even compared to Trump's.
Yeah.
I don't know what Trump is going to do.
Including oil production, to be clear.
Yeah, including oil production. My God, at the end of his, first year, he was signing lease and permits for drilling and fracking at a rate that was higher than under Trump. He was just trying to quell new permits and leases because there was a huge backlog.
Got it.
So yeah, energy production is great under Biden compared to even Trump. I don't know what it is about these particular EOs that's going to be so difficult for Trump to undo with a stroke of a pen, because my understanding is if the president signs it with an EO, it can be revoked pretty easily with an EO.
Oh, Biden's was invoking like a old law, which is why. However, that was.
Oh, so it wasn't okay.
With
Gotcha.
the other ones.
Yeah.
I think Biden should get a lot of credit with that. The crazy thing is, as Trump was going out, a part of the deal that he was making with like Saudi Arabia and Russia, we can pull up the specifics. It's been a long time since we've reviewed them, but was to reduce oil production because of the collapse
before COVID.
prices.
I think, yeah.
So a lot of the recovery to get back to the energy production we were before was pandemic related, in part deals that Trump was making to try to help the oil industry. Some made sense because of the collapse of the oil industry, but I will say Biden's doing a good job of both trying to progress green energy initiatives while not rocking the system too much energy-wise, and that's why oil production is still so high. But we're getting green energy incentivized so that as we transition off, it's the least economically painful, but we can get there.
There's not. You said no matter how abusive your parents have been, they've taught you about true American patriotism. And for that, I'm grateful. That's good. You know, I've had issues with my own parents before in the past, and they taught me a lot regardless. You always got something to learn. You always got something to learn. Whether or not the source of it is good, morally, that's the beauty of survival, right? You learn as you survive and as you push forward. Good news. I finished eating. What does that mean for y'all? What does that mean for me? I'll tell you. It means I'm about to start playing fucking Marvel Rivals. This shit is killing me. The psychic damage I've received through 45 minutes of this fucking video is... I honestly don't think I'm gonna be able to heal from that. I'm gonna have to go get some psychological, like, deep help. I'm just kidding. Oh, welcome Carlarl? Scientists are so great. Why haven't they stopped climate change? You know what you just made me remind me of? Oh, now I gotta pull it up. You ever watched Always Sunny in Philadelphia? You ever see that? There was a whole segment where Mac tries to explain why evolution is bullshit and why science is a bitch and wrong sometimes.
I'm finished, guys. I'm finished. Now, this is all about making myself credible in your eyes again, and I'm going to do that by admitting that evolution is a lie. God damn you, Mac. Yes, please do, Mac. Now, as you can see, this is the evolution meter, and I put God, the creator of everything, on the right side, and evolution on the left. I went ahead and put you guys on the fence, because of course you're going to get my actually, no. Yeah, well, just start where I would start. No matter, I'm righteous. I'm not going to stand here, present some egghead scientific argument based on fact. I'm just a regular dude. I like to drink beer, you know, I love my family. Rock, flag, and eagle, right, Charlie?
Right.
He's got a point? No, he doesn't.
Right, Carl Air?
See, Charlie?
Does he have a point, Carl Air?
Liberals are trying to assassinate my character. And I can't change their mind. I won't change my mind, because I don't have to. Because I'm an American. I won't change my mind on anything, regardless of the facts that are set out before me. I'm dug in, and I'll never change.
Mac, look, you're wasting our
Never
time.
change.
You're not going to get us to not believe in evolution.
And why is that?
Because the smartest scientists in the entire world all agree that it's real.
I'm glad you brought that up. Because, Mr. Reynolds, science is a liar sometimes. This is Aristotle, thought to be the smartest man on the planet. He believed that the Earth was the center of the universe, and everybody believed him because he was so smart. Until another smartest guy came around, Galileo.
It's true.
And he disproved that theory, making Aristotle and everybody else on Earth look like a
bitch. A fucking bitch.
Of course, Galileo.
These scientists are out here making us look like bitches right now, Carl Air.
Galileo then thought comets were an optical illusion, and there's no way
Where's my
that
weed?
the moon could cause the ocean's tides. Everybody believed that because he was so smart. He was also wrong, making him and everyone else on Earth look like a bitch again.
A bitch.
Then, best of all, Sir Isaac Newton gets born and blows everybody's nips off with his big brains. Of course, he also thought he could turn metal into gold and died eating mercury, making him yet another stupid
bitch. Fuck.
Are you seeing a pattern? No. Mr. Reynolds, these were all the smartest scientists on the planet. Only problem is they kept being wrong.
Sometimes.
Oh, this is insane, you fool. I'm a fool because I have more faith in the saints that wrote the Bible?
Yeah, because you just read the words of a bunch of guys that you never met, and you just take it on faith that everything they wrote was true.
And what makes you think what your scientists are writing is any more truer than my saints?
Because there are volumes of proven data, numbers, figures. There are fossil records.
We sound crazy when we say this,
I didn't even
right?
think about the fossil records. I guess I'll concede. Oh, wait, well, one more thing before I do, Mr. Reynolds. Have you seen these fossil records?
Have I seen? Huh?
Have you poured through the data yourself? The numbers?
Right? Carler, have you seen climate change yourself? Did you pour through the numbers? The figures?
The figures.
Well, no. No.
Oh, interesting. So let me get this straight, Mr. Reynolds. You get your information from a book written by men you've never met. And you take their words as truth based on a willingness to believe, a desire to accept, a leap of, dare I say it?
Faith?
Faith?
Come on. Look, I mean, I don't even know how I'm supposed to respond to that. Like, come on. That's a false equivalency.
Just answer the question, Mr. Reynolds.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
I rest my case.
Jeez.
Oh, that got me. Yeah. Frank, do you want me to?
I know I got you, Carler.
Well, we're going on the fence. I mean, that's a
I know I
challenge.
got you.
You actually don't believe in evolution anymore? I don't know. He created a reasonable doubt. He makes you sound like a stupid science bitch.
Science bitch. You know?
Oh my god.
You don't want to be a stupid science bitch. Oh my god. Every day we get closer and closer to idiocracy. Every day of our lives. Every day of our lives. We trust scientists in the scientific community for a reason, right? You would not be able to talk right now. You would not be able to say that in chat to me right now if it wasn't for scientists, right? To have that weird question, to think that scientists alone could somehow stop climate change. First of all, that is flawed right there, right off the bat. I just want to say that. I don't know why you would assume that they would be able to do something like that, right? They're great, not because that they're all powerful, right? It doesn't mean that they're all powerful, right? They're great because they've done other great things that have helped us. And I know they've helped you because you use science shit all day, every day of your entire fucking life. Unless you literally live in the fucking woods and somehow you sent me that message through your fucking mind and you sent it through the airwaves and it's hijacked into a fucking computer and made it through me. Unless you've done that somehow, you benefit from science. You benefit from science. And as mad as that makes you, you can't escape that very fact. I'm sorry about that. But yes, thank you for reminding me of that great fucking little skit, that little parody of logic. It's a science major. Have you seen that before? Have you seen that before? That show is great, by the way. I love that show. It's one of my favorite shows of all time. Alright, let's see. Let's pull out the great comms. Yes. It is a funny ass show. I respect it a lot. It's in Philadelphia. You know, I lived in Jersey for most of my life, so this is like the next door to me. I'd always be enjoying that show. There's a lot of like interaction on that show with each other that just reminds me of like that area that I grew up in and the people that I used to like run into all the time. You know, their fights and the shit that they do or whatever. It just reminds me of like, I guess, home or something. It's kind of weird because another show that did that, oddly enough, was The Sopranos, since a lot of it took place in New Jersey, as well as like a lot of areas I grew up in, Newark, for example, and everything like that. It's just it's just a very, very weird little, I guess, feeling to see my home or things that remind me of my home, not just on TV, but like on a piece of work that's highly public and like very popular, you know. I'm just changing the title on my stream. There we go. And I'm gonna boot this game up. Wait a minute, wait just 1 minute. Is this not open yet? Did I close it? I'm a weirdo who thinks evolution and the religious 7 days of creation could coexist. Really? I mean, if they set back, I guess if they set back the date by a lot, you might be able to fit that in there. I remember when I used to be like more Christian and stuff a long time ago, I, you know, I feel like a lot of people are Christian too. They try to combine science and religion to kind of just like, I guess, justify or rationalize their belief and stuff. And whether or not they actually end up doing it, they usually jump to a lot of conclusions and assumptions based on nothing, you know. And the people that try to use actual facts they always end up not being Christian anymore. The 7 days don't necessarily have to mean. Oh yeah, well I've heard that discussion a lot. That comes from other like that comes from a very specific branch of Christianity. They created that idea and that philosophy or whatever, that the 7 days doesn't mean 7 days because it wasn't translated as 24 hours, and that the time framing of all of it was like different or whatever. But how do we know? Because there was no one else alive at the time. It was just God. So, you know. I believe is that evolution is the 7 days. Oh, yeah, maybe. I mean, he specifically said what he did each day. I don't know how we could evolve it. Because on the first day he created light, the Earth didn't happen yet. Well, I guess I kind of get what you're saying, maybe. But I feel like the humans just popped up out of nowhere. I don't know. If you were to ask, though, certain Christians, they would hardcore disagree with you. They would actually think that that's, what is it? What's the word for it? Heretic? You'd be a heretic or some shit? What's this? They added something new. Clash of Dancing Lions. No KOs possible. The team that finishes the highest score or is the first to reach 10 points wins. Is this just like... Oh, it's 3v3? Let's test it out. For me, I'm a spiritual person. Yeah, I'm a very spiritual person myself in different ways, but I feel like the way I oh, what the fuck?
Someone's gotta guard the galaxy. Might as well be me.
I feel like the way I look at it and treat things is like, it's kind of just like the fates, the fates, like the flow of my life is like the directions in which I steer is up to me, but the force in which that pushes me is not me, I guess, if that makes any sense. What I think is that the cosmos existed first, then Earth and life and humanity, so then 7 days of creation would technically be... What the fuck? I can't shoot. What the fuck is this shit? Is this sports? Is this like fucking soccer? What the hell are we doing? Oh my god, when I read the rules, it didn't tell me shit. It just said some confusing shit. Oh god, I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, you can't see my screen? Really? Oh shit, I forgot to... Oh my god, I'm so stupid. I'm so sorry, guys. I forgot to switch it. You said... So like the 7 days of creation would technically be the 7 progressive events. I could understand that interpretation for sure. I like that interpretation. That's one of the interpretations I've heard. It would make sense. It's just that like the people who wrote that, I don't think had that much knowledge of evolution maybe at the time. You know? Maybe they just filled in the gaps. But I mean, that's what God kind of does. It's the whole thing is the God of the gaps type thing. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, dude. I don't know what this is. None of my things... I could shoot? Why can't I do that? What the fuck is happening here? But But yeah, no, my spiritual, I don't know, my spiritual approach is not, I don't know how to explain it well, because I feel like it always takes a long time, but I do believe that the entire everything all together, like all of it together, is just like life experiencing itself, right? And whatever all of it at the same time is like what we think of as God. And the first causes of all of life, the beginning, is the momentum and force in which pushes all of our paths down its cause and effects, right? So it's like we're falling down a hill, or we're skating down a hill, on, like, you know, a snowy hill, and we're just sliding down. A lot of our decisions we could like turn, we could even stop if we want to, but the force that pushes us down the mountain is like the guiding energies of this, all of it, of the entire universe. Because all of it's just been on the move from the zero starting point forward to wherever the ending point is. I hate this thing. I don't want to play it no more. Did they even score a point? I had no idea what I was doing. I feel like only 2 people in this entire match knew what they were doing. Look at this shit though. Hold on, look at this. Before I jumped in, I know you didn't see it, before I jumped in I read the rules. The rules say nothing. Where is it? Get me the fuck out of here. So like the people who wrote the Bible, they probably didn't know much about evolution, the concept of time, interpretations, including evolution. So technically, I'm a heretic, but I like my interpretation a lot because it makes more sense to me than 7 days of creation. A lot of I guess you could, but you can apply this to all the creation stories right? You can basically just do that. This is bullshit though. You hit right click for rules. This is what it says the rules are. The map, the heroes, the players, the victory, the team that finishes the highest score, first to reach 10 points wins. No chaos possible. How am I supposed to know that this is fucking football or soccer or whatever the hell that was? How am I supposed to know from just that alone? I don't want to play that shit. That shit's ass. I want to fight. I want to win. It's a warm-up match. The Norse creation mythology has a series of events that could, I guess, also be interpreted that way, right? You start from nothing, and then there's like something, it's essentially like light and dark, and then there's like 2 places, and then there's a series of events that like end up to where we're at now, I guess. I feel like a lot of other ones are just like that too. Damn, why did I loan in so late? Now I gotta play Invisible Woman. Man, I don't want to play healer sometimes because I don't want to be blamed for the loss. Even though the loss is like the fault of the DPS or tank or someone else, just the whole team. And then I don't want to play DPS because then everyone's gonna complain I didn't kill enough, even if I did. I feel like tanks are the only ones that don't really get blamed for shit as much. All they gotta do is just stay alive. Even though they should be doing more than that. Alright, I gotta lock in, guys. I gotta lock in. I want to get good so me and my coworkers can fucking make money off this shit. What are you guys doing? Why are we just chilling here? Bro. This is what I mean. Are we doing anything? Are we gonna like... I saved that guy's ass, bro. Oh my god. This is what I mean! This is what I mean! This is what I mean! We got 4 DPSs, 1 fucking tank, and 1 healer who's gonna heal everybody. I don't know how that's gonna fucking work, but I wanna die sometimes in a video game because of shit like this. Fuck. My brother in Christ, dude. What are you doing? What is everyone doing? What? We need to group up. We need to group up. Everyone is fucking dead. I can't believe it. Alright, I'm gonna do a pocket heal. I'm gonna stick to typical Joe over here. Wow, I can't believe I killed him. Oh my god, get out of here. No! Fucking hell, a door! Even though it's fucking wide as shit, I got stuck. That bitch killed everyone in the room. That was an easy team wipe. Fuck, 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 fuck. Damn, I almost made it out of that. Dude, what the fuck? What the fuck? I think also, I want to say, I feel like a lot of the stories in the Bible, you know, if you're still sticking around, I don't know if you're still there, but, a lot of stories in the Bible are based on, like, events that, like, large portions of a civilization had experienced during a certain amount of time. Like, for the flood, for example, is just, like, a retelling of the constant flooding that would happen in the area, the constant destruction that was happening in the floodplains in Mesopotamia. You know, to them, it was like the entire world had fallen apart. So, you know, it could be that the symbols involved in the storytelling of how everything started for Genesis in the Bible could have been based on certain societal things that had happened, or certain societal, like, interpretations of things that had happened that they could not really understand or explain. Like massive floodings. Or famine, maybe. Astronomical, uh-oh. Astronomical events.
I won't disappear so easily.
Bro, I keep making that mistake. I keep thinking I'm fucking... Bro, why would you do that? Why would you do your ult with no fucking health? I'm trying to heal you! Stop moving around!
He's a sociopath, but the man... that feels better.
Judge, jury, executioner!
Hell yeah. Oh no, wait, that's not for us. I died. I'm dead. I have perished.
I'll fight for my family until the end.
I am Groot! I said I am Groot! Yo, fuck you and that shark ass bitch ass motherfucker. Uh-oh. What's my team doing, my guy? What's my team doing? What's my team doing? I can't heal, stupid. Come on, guys. You guys need to regroup. We need to regroup. Why are we regrouping? What is going on? Why are we not regrouping? Can they hear me? Is my microphone even fucking working in this game? You need to stick to the point. Oh shit. Damn. As soon as it's like we stop the cart and then they all just split the fuck up.
They look like they mean business.
That put a spring in my step.
Oh my god, I can't heal that shit. They're gonna move the cart. They're not playing the points! We need to play the point. We need to play the point. I don't know if they're getting... Can't tell. I need patience, I need to breathe.
I don't give up so easily.
We need to play the point. We need to play the point. We need to play the point. We need to play the point.
Clearly you need some help. Us against the world. Disappear. Only 60 seconds left.
I'm okay. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I'm not screaming. I'm not mad. I'm not screaming.
Thought you wouldn't see me again?
I'm okay. I'm okay.
A little extra oomph. Down to 30 seconds.
We should have played the point. Well, who is the Punisher? I'm reporting this guy. Oh, I guess I don't have to. Why would they add someone to the game as soon as it fucking is? I feel like I've played with these people before. Where? Oh yeah. I wanna report this fucking guy. Where does she at? Bro. No. There's like recents, right? Yeah. Throwing. all caps because I'm crazy. All caps. Chinese New Year celebrations. Bro, I'm scared this game's gonna get shut down by Trump. I feel like this game got shut down by Trump. There would be a fucking riot. That was a terrible, terrible quick match. I'm gonna play one again. You know what? No, I warmed up. I didn't lose because of me. I lost because the team was ass. Fuck, cancel it! No! Oh my god. Now I gotta do it again. No, I gotta do it again. No, I gotta do it again. I was watching this guy who was on YouTube. Apparently he's a pro at this game. And, he was making a video about how sometimes it's actually very necessary for him to,
Might as well be me.
kill himself. Because he has to kill himself, tactically speaking, you know. And I'm not gonna lie, he was kicking ass. The team did win because of his decisions. He had a good point. Surprisingly enough, he had a good point. It's just that I don't know if anyone or everyone is capable of doing or playing like that. Wow, look at this. Not a single healer.
Gotta be honest, not so crazy about symbiotes now that I've visited Clintar.
You would judge our entire species on a single brief encounter.
One where they all tried to eat me? Yeah, I absolutely would.
We suppose
No healer. We're gonna be raw dogging this shit.
4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
I'm not doing it. I'm not changing. I don't give a fuck if we lose, bro. I want to play this character. I'm tired of fucking being strong-armed and playing some shit I don't want to fucking play. It's all these retards just don't fucking know how to play retards.
Looks like the mission area is yours.
If I am what, bro? Speak English.
They captured the mission area.
Let's try this again.
This guy's retarded. I just don't understand.
Eight elements, jerks! Oh, they do not look happy. Oh, thought you had me.
Good job,
This is so stupid, bro. This is so dumb.
Team's capture progress has passed the halfway point.
Just what the doctor ordered.
I don't mind. I don't really care.
Oh, did you see that?
Look at this. Everybody dying. We're about to lose already. We're about to lose already.
found a family out here in space, and I'll do whatever it takes to keep them safe.
It is weird though. It is weird. I just don't understand it. Like, why would you want to play a game and then lose it and not care? It's just so fucking bizarre. It's just so fucking bizarre. It's so bizarre.
I am now, and if you need solid proof, my fists are glad to deliver.
Like, it's so fucking obvious what you gotta do.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area.
Once we get this timeline thing sorted out, I'm taking a long vacation somewhere with lots of stuff to steal.
It doesn't. I don't get it. Communication, they don't like it. Nobody likes it. Talking, fucking stupid. You wanna do what? You wanna win? That's retarded. That's retarded. You wanna know what kind of shots and plays we're gonna be about to do? That's dumb. That's fucking dumb. Why would you wanna do that? In a team game? Nah, not a team game. Why would I want to do that when I could just blame my dumbass mistakes on everyone else and just keep doing shit? Look at that, we're not even making an iota of progress right now.
Oh, sweet moves, right? Much better. Oh, did you see that?
Jesus Christ.
Their team's capture progress is past the halfway
He fucking left. Of course he did. Of course he fucking did. What a retard. Oh, he's definitely getting banned. That's for, reported, that's for damn sure. I'm about to start slamming that report. And also, I gotta start blocking people too, so I don't get paired up with these motherfuckers anymore.
Can't keep me down for long.
This is like so boring. I don't know why anyone would want to play like this. Just fucking sign on to lose on purpose, not even to try.
Well, you can't expect to win them all.
This is what I mean. Like, I always feel like I have to play a healer, because if I don't, we're gonna fucking lose. Because everyone in this game is fucking retarded. Wait, what did he say? Oh, he's been restricted. Oh, nice. Awesome. Again, because we're about to do it. Yeah. And also the same with everyone else here. Avoid. 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 I'm not trying to put any of these motherfuckers anymore. It's crazy how bad it is on this game. I feel like I can never get paired up with anyone that actually knows how to play. Like, I know it can't be that bad. There's no way I'm that bad. I just don't believe it. I just don't fucking believe it. It can't be. Where's the season thing? Oh, here it is. How much do I have? Alright, let's get some new stuff. It's page 2. Redeem it all. Yay. I might start being Rocket. Because now he's got the cowboy hat shit. Should I even bother doing competitive? I'll play competitive, and I'll play Invisible Woman, just to be safe. Oh wait, hold on. Cancel. I want to make sure my microphone shit's working. Yeah, it looks like it's supposed to be. Oh no, I don't want to see all that. I do need to change this though. Where's the sound effects thing? This needs to be a little louder.
Pick your hero or villain. I'm not judging.
There you go. Shit was stuck.
I'm not the type who fades quietly into the background.
Let's see if we go anywhere.
Cosmic rays didn't make me who I am today. 30 seconds before you attack. Get ready. It was my dad's. He died piloting it, and then I took over. I don't want to talk about revenge. I just want to carry on his work.
I don't want to talk about revenge. I just want to smoke some crack.
Battle starts in 5, 4, 3,
No.
2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it? I hope this is important. Reed and I had a date night planned. Anyone willing to help? Systems restored. Much better.
Bro, this guy can't be serious. Asking for help when he's like nowhere near us. You can't be fucking serious right now. What the fuck? feel like I played with Snake Bliskin before too. That dude was like in the walls in that fucking hallway by himself asking for help. Oh, everyone... Oh shit, what killed him? Healing's dead.
Fight for my family until the end.
Like a beat is not sold until the check clears.
This guy's retarded. He be asking for a healing while he's like nowhere to be found. Oh, in there. Oh my god. That came from behind us? We should look behind.
Thought you wouldn't see me again?
Can't believe we got fucked from behind. 'Cause I was looking and this guy's just fucking flying to nothing. By himself, again and again and again.
We didn't ask to be heroes, but we always answer the call. Seconds before you attack. Get ready.
That's what we do, Bruce. That's what we do. I've seen a lot of stuff I never signed up for in special forces.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it? Giant squirrel-like features. Looks like the mission area is yours to capture now. Disappear! Thanks so much. Us against the world! I got you covered.
Oh my god. That stun fucked us. That stun fucked us, dude. Eye of avocado bullshit, bro. I fucking hate that. I hate it. I hate it.
Capture the mission area!
Armed and dangerous! Again!
Feel the pull! We've got trouble. What am I? Invisible? Help. Feeling fantastic.
Yeah, it's... I thought he died. I thought they actually got him. Come on, this asshole. Of course he did. He fucking didn't get a single fucking kill. He didn't get a single kill. He was playing his cloak and dagger, wasn't he? Bro, he saved his life. He's gotta know that it wasn't a healing issue. I literally sat there and saved his life from that. And he didn't do anything. He was supposed to have killed that person. He could have definitely killed Moon Knight if he wanted to. He just didn't do it.
It's clear I'm still needed here. A nice deep freeze. I put the onk on ice. Well, you can't expect to win them all. Cookie
I don't even know what to say. I'm like trying to think of what to even say. I don't know what the fuck to say. This is so annoying. I think I remember. What did we need this guy, Poop Dog? I don't remember. Why does it say I have -1? Does that mean I suck? I'll play one more match. Ugh. It's my chair moving around. Oh, I hate this. This is my last match. If I don't win, it's my last match. If I do win, I don't know. I might be too afraid to play another match.
The right heroes could make all the difference. I'm not the type who fades quietly into the background.
Dude, when the rest of Fantastic Four comes out, it's gonna be crazy. It's actually be kind of crazy. Because if Invisible Woman grants armor to like the rest of them, that's always gonna be a good team up to have at least the entire Fantastic Four on your team. I would imagine.
They'll be coming in 30 seconds. Stay strong.
I was thinking, all spider people are connected to a spider totem. Yeah? Yeah. So I wonder if they're like raccoon totems. Ha! My totem is a gun. Also, what's a raccoon?
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whoever they are, they don't look friendly. This is just a normal Tuesday at our family. Anyone going to help or we need to stop that vehicle in its tracks. Psionic surge! Vortex field!
Oh my god, this feels better. I don't know why. This game feels better. I have hope again. I think. Maybe it might be too early. Maybe I'm speaking too early. Who was in the air just now? Where'd they go? Oh, this is probably Spider-Man. Oh my god. What the fuck? Yeah, this is why I know I'm not bad. Like, look at this shit. I know I'm making good plays. I just need a team to get together and do what we need. I could make the dream work happen if we just do the teamwork. Please.
Don't mess with the amazing Spider-Man!
Oh my god. Yes, saved us. Saved most of us, I think. Damn it. Oh shit. Where are they? Where's my team? How am I the only one alive?
I'll fight for my family until the final 10 seconds.
God. Fuck. Dumbass. Dumbass. Killing him. I know he's so mad. He thinks I'm so fucking annoying. Dude, the team keeps getting split up and they keep fucking me up because I keep getting in the front. I keep going, just get to them, they're dead, and I have to run back and I'm like getting chased the whole time. Like I'm so out of sync with the team right now. It's driving me fucking crazy. They're all panicking, I think. Where's the other healer? What's going on? What changed? You were doing so good.
It's clear I'm still needed here. They hit a checkpoint. Now might be a good time to stop them.
Watch out, they're headed our way.
Better stop that vehicle. Clear the way. Powering up. Fire mode. We are undefeatable.
Oh, this is so stressful.
It's clear I'm still needed here. Only 60 seconds left. Better stop that vehicle. Whoever they are, they don't look friendly. No worries. Psionic burst. The current score is 0.
Holy fuck.
3. Time to switch things up, including which side you're on. You'll need a
Who's holding
top-notch
us
team
back?
to win this one. I'm not the type who fades quietly into the
What's
background.
what's happening here? What's going on? All the pain, all the none of the game. That's what's happening right now. None of it.
Round 2. Go.
This is definitely my last match.
Inside my bubble every now and then. Seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Oh, what's Johnny's on though. Fuck. I'll play one more, I guess.
Guys who look surprisingly good for how old they actually are. Living weapons. Oh, right. That too.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
More bad guys. Just what we need.
A little help, please. Help get that vehicle to its destination.
What the fuck? What the f— I swear to God, it doesn't let me put the shield. Like, I know I have it, I look down, I have the cooldown, it's ready. But I'm like clicking the button and it doesn't go off. I'll be aiming at these motherfuckers. Oh my God. There's no way some of these other people I'd be playing against are actually like fucking bronze. I feel like everyone I'm playing against is on Smurf accounts. That's the only thing I could come to a conclusion for, is that everyone is just smurfing it up. What the fuck? Why can't I see? Like, what the hell was that? That was like a visual glitch. Bro, how did she kill me with one shot? It doesn't make any sense.
Thought you wouldn't see me again? Feel the pulse!
I like how they still died somehow. Even though they were inside of a fucking regenerating shield that makes them invisible.
The next version of me I meet is nice.
My claws can cut through almost anything, Carla. Wanna put some money on it?
Only 60 seconds left.
Cool. Cool. Great. Fucking great. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Fuck. Let me out of this nightmare, please. I beg you, God. No, please, please. Let this match end soon. I just want it to be over. This is the longest, like, minute of my life.
Get that vehicle moving again. Down to 30 seconds. No more delays. Ooh, a touch of healing.
Don't mess with the amazing Spider-Man!
Haha. Haha. This is fun. Ooh, yay. I'm having fun. This is fun.
I won't disappear so
This is what God intended, right? He wanted this to be fun. It's fun. Oh, I don't want to do it all the time, guys. Just get off the point. There's no point. There's no point. Yeah, thank you. End the game. Fucking hell, man. I really couldn't have done better than that shit. I tried. Bro, this guy did it. Cool. I'm out of here. Alright guys, I'm done with this game. And I'm done with today with the stream. I'm gonna hop off. Thank you for everybody who joined. And it was awesome seeing everyone. I hope you guys had a good time. I had a good time. Have a great weekend. If I'm not on tomorrow, I definitely probably most likely will be on tomorrow. But yeah, see ya.